Of the Buddy Bet Division 1 season.
It's the league-leading St Peter's Old Collegians, fresh off a dominant win at arch-rivals Prince Alfred.
Against a mid-table Goodwood Saints side, strong at home but striving for that first win out on the road.
Both sides made but lost their prelim last year.
Well, that's not good, Phil, because I reckon the expectations this year is they want to go further and play on grand final day.
A huge game deserves a great broadcast, and it's all brought to us by...
the Banner Crew, Buddy Bet, Sip and Save,
Wayfield Sports Clinic, Police Credit Union,
O'Connell Meats, Central Market, the Simon Black Academy,
Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, New Balance,
Powerade, Dartfish and Sports Interactive.
And the Moseley Bar and Kitchen.
Coming up, it's Saints
versus Saints.
Who will be canonised?
And who will be cannon fodder?
Thanks to Filming Footy.
This is the Adelaide Footy League.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
St Peter's Old Collegians, the Saints, against Goodwood, the Saints. Can't wait to see how this one plays out. My name's Phil Hurden, great to have you with us. Sean Jacko Jackson is on assignment in Fiji. How did you get those assignments? I got no idea. But filling the void wonderfully, as you saw in the intro, Tony Neal, travelling Tony, is going to stay put for about 4 quarters. Welcome, Tony.
Well, we'll give it a go, Phil, and fantastic to be here again. And I've seen both of these teams in recent times, and we'll cover a bit of that in the pre-match now, because I'm sure the viewers out there are interested. First versus fourth, I believe, and wow, what a season. I've got 10 favourite teams this year.
It's very hard at this point to work anything out, especially after bottom beat top last week. Let's have a look maybe at the Div 1. Oh, we'll go to St. Peter's and their history. Well, look, it's one of our oldest established schools. We see it in the background. Alumni, 2 Nobel laureates, 10 South Australian premiers, Brownlow medalist and Lachie Neale and the current AFL CEO. First season was way back in 1928. They are the oldest, 4th oldest footy club in the league, behind Adelaide, Uni, Kenilworth, and those dastardly boys from Prince Alfred Old Collegians. Have won 2 Division 1 flags. That puts them equal with Ross Trevor. Who will win the third first? And Tony, this is how they've travelled in recent years.
Yeah, certainly. You can see there, Division 2, they were 6th, and then they pushed and they became runner-up, and then they got up to Division 1, and Division 2 premiers in 2018, of course. 20 zip. Undefeated.
Perfect season.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they're sitting on top in Division 1 at the moment. So you can see there, 19, 20 and 21, all Division 1, 4th, 3rd and 4th. So they've been in the finals every year. And as you alluded to in the pre-game, both of these teams pushing for a grand final spot this year.
Yeah, they made it to the prelims, 1 win away from the big dance, and that'll make them hungry, I'm sure, this year around. As we have a look at how they've travelled this year, and you mentioned it correctly, Tony, they're on top of the ladder. Made a real statement round 1, thumping Ross Trevor, really built the percentage. We broadcast their game. You were there, Tony, against the Rams of Glenunga, where they sort of escaped, got home on one of the last kicks of the day.
Kick, yep.
Then here, lost to Teacher Gully by 23 points, and again, live streamed by 34. So went back and saw that they actually started 4-1 last year. Looking to do the same in 2022. They are the top attacking team in the comp, over 100 points per game. Defence ranked 8th, and they outscore opponents 28 scoring shots to 19. Not sure if this is the day for high-scoring attacking footy, but it'll be interesting to see if they can solidify their defence and keep that firepower going.
So it is an interesting one, isn't it? Because the last few weeks, or the start of the season, let's say, has all been dry, and now we may have wet weather, and you've got to prepare your team to be able to play. I call it anywhere, anytime. Is it wet weather, dry weather? So yeah, today the Oval's held up beautifully, but we have been here in recent seasons where it does get a bit wet and sloppy as well. So they certainly know how to play their Oval, and you can see just in the middle there. Looks a little bit cut up, but that's probably the only area.
The old cricket pitch area, but
yeah,
the rest...
Goal square's beautiful, look at that. I'd roll in that.
Coming up at half-time, Tony Neal rolls around Cater Oval.
Love it.
Selected team, head coach, of course, Jeff Riddle. We will hopefully get some head coach interviews to you. We're just trying to download those at the sec. So hopefully we'll have those around half-time for you. But there's some big names, and of course, last week, Tony, it was 11, 12, 13. Toby Schultz, Jock McClay, Luke Mitchell that led the way for these Saints.
Yeah, so it's interesting with Jock McClay there. He's been in the best the last couple of weeks, and he's kicked 10 goals in the last 2 weeks. I think that he's actually got fitter this year. He's a big, powerful man. He's always looked after himself, but he's really a good option up forward. He's a big, powerful man, and it's good to get the ball down and see someone actually finish off. The other ones through there really loved Nick McGill the other week against Glenunga. Look for him today. You'll swear that there's 2 or 3. His brother is in today as well, Ben McGill, number 37. But Nick, he's a great link-up. He's what I call the conduit. So he goes between half-back, the wing, up forward, feeding the ball in. So a really good player to watch there. Toby Schultz down back, as we said, Jock McClay. The other one is Ed Allen, who's come in from the Sample this year to play with his brother Hamish Allen. Mason Neagle, of course, as well. So they've really got some quality players. And Ned Alschwager, in for his first game today, Phil. We understand Ruckman, and going to cut his teeth up against Goodwood Saints.
Yeah, it should be they have a pretty good combination. They're one of my favourite players. Tom Carter will get to a sec. 4 changes for St. Peter's. Out of the side that beat Princes last week, James Higgins, Jordan Lockwood, Michael Pope and Brett Russell. Coming in, you mentioned Edward Allen. How am I say Alan Edward? Today, $1 in the fine jar. Mason Neagle, Ned Oswag, as you mentioned, and Jake Sutcliffe makes a return as well for the league leaders. Tony.
And also just their recent form, which we did cover a moment ago, yes, but I've gone a little bit more into it. And round 4, they won by 34 points. Round 3, lost by 23 points. And round 2, they won by 5 points, which, of course, was that virtually on the siren shot. They were in front at the start of the game and then
First
behind
goals,
most of the game. And I'm going to talk about that as the game goes on as well, because these are foundations. What happens today are foundations for later in the year. Did we win 2 quarters, lost 2 quarters and won the game? Did we win 3, lost 1 quarter and won the game? So they're building blocks for the end of the year. When you come to finals, you say, okay, it doesn't matter what we come up against. It's a wet day, dry day. We've lost a quarter of football, but we can win 3 and so on. So these are real foundation steps for later in the season as well.
Fantastic. Well, that's St. Peter's, and we hope to have Jeff Riddle, the interview with Lambo, a little bit shortly. Let's cross over to the other Saints, the Goodwood Saints. And the reason we always say Goodwood Saints, not just Goodwood, is it was actually a merger of the Goodwood Football Club, the Tigers, and St. Raphael's, the black and gold and the red and white. And you can see the colour combo when they play. They've won 9 Division 1 flags. Only Adelaide University and Port District, who like to claim the Semaphore Central heritage, have more than that. And also were the Good Sports Club of the Year. Recent times, they are the longest running club in Division 1. 1991, the year the Crows came in. Goody Saints went to Div 1 and haven't missed out since. 2 premierships there, 2015, and of course we remember well the one at Norwood that we both called, Tony, against Rocks back in 2020. Good year last year. Lost a close one against Payneham in the prelim.
And just talking about that history, Phil, we can see there on the screen a strong Division 1 team. I went and did an interview with one of our great sponsors, the Banner Crew, last week, Jason Goods down there. And he told me, he was very humble, but he'd been captain through the couple of years in the 90s. He was also runner-up goal-kicking machine down there, he was, and very humble young man going about it, but still follows Goodwood Saints to this day. So they've got a really strong history, and that is continuing in Division 1, as you said, well over 30 years now. So good on them.
Let's have a look at how they've travelled this year. They're 2-2, sitting 6th. An interesting one there, if you look at the trend, lost away, won at home. And so still looking for their first road win in 2022. Again, like St. Peter's, a high-scoring side, ranked 3rd. Defence ranked 6th. So we've got 2 attacking teams with defence under development. And here's the key. This season, 4 games, they've outscored opponents 16 goals to 8 in the final quarter. Both of their wins over Payneham and Port District, the game was very much up for grabs at 3-quarter time. Both times at home, the Saints stormed home.
I believe last week they were actually a fair way behind. I got down there for the last quarter, and there was 4 points in it. Then they kicked a goal. It was 10. Opposition got a goal back. Port Districts, it came back to 4. In the end, they ran out by 29-point winners, and we got some great interviews and intel after the game, and I'm very thankful to Goodwood Saints for that today. And depending on who wins today, we may be doing the same for later on in the week with Between the Posts.
All right, let's have a look at the team selections for Goodwood. A couple of changes from when we put this together, but what catches your eye here, Tony?
Well, there's a few there. Nick Favretto there, number 21, I reckon he is. Now, I looked at the last 3 rounds, of course, win-loss-win, 23, 24 and 32. Nick Favretto has been in the best players in the last 3 rounds. Lou Whitelock has been in twice in the best players as well. And then we go through, we've got the co-captains now, Jacob Hughes and also one of my favourites, Ben Holtzbauer, number 20. Jack Carter in there. I had a good chat with him after the game last week, just about a couple of things. Didn't realise he'd been on Collingwood's list in 2010. So the two Carters, of course, going around. Tom in the ruck, who's probably one of the elite ruckmen in this
one of my favourites, Tony.
Yep, so there we have it. And, you get your stoic players, the Luke Whitelock and, of course, the Slapes. We've got Josh and Reese, number 10 and number 13. One back from South at the moment. Reese, I think it is it? Come back from South. Nick Burgess, who's not in now. That's since changed, so we can... Bit of late news there.
Well,
the other one, Nick Burgess kicked 10 goals in 3 rounds. Tom Anderson's kicked 4, but there's a young man there, number 17, Angus Rana, who's kicked 5 in round 3 and round 2, 5 in total, respectively. So he might be a guy that we slip under the radar a bit, but let's have a look at him today, number 17 as well.
So what you're saying is the Goodwood Saints might have some forward options.
Oh, certainly. I'll come to that when we go through the keys.
The 4 changes for Goodwood, with a couple of late ones out. James Ridgewell, Sam Lorby, Nick Burgess, as you mentioned, and Aaron Serene. Coming in, Jacob Heitman, James Larkin, who were 25, Will Clark, who wear 26, and Lucas Hughes, who will wear 29. Ollie Johnson may be wearing 29 on our screen, but he'll actually be wearing 47 just to keep us awake this afternoon.
All right, and just as we said last week there, they kicked 5 goals to 2 in that last quarter, so really finishing their game strong. Up against Old Iggy's not so good, and have a look at how Old Iggy's are going at the moment as well. So it's a really even competition, and you can't afford to slip one game in this comp.
Yep. Let's go to Lambo's interview with Coach Luke Donaldson.
Craig Lambert here for Adelaide Footy League today. We've got a great game. We're at St Peter's Oval. We've got St Peter's playing Goody Saints. I've got the opportunity to have a chat to Luke Donaldson, the coach of Goody Saints. How are you, Luke?
Very well, mate. Looking forward to the test today. Be good.
Fantastic, mate. We did your game 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, you had a wedding. No more weddings this year, matey?
No, mate. Walking the little sister down the aisle, which is a very proud moment. But yeah, in for the rest of the year, mate.
Fantastic, mate. Good win last week.
It was a really good win. We didn't start well, but the resilience of this group, they love playing together and grinding out a win, so it was terrific to get a result in the end.
We did St Peter's last week against Prince Alfred. Really good game, probably up to half-time. St Peter's just opened them up from the centre. Bit of feedback. Their forwards played really well. Yep. How are you going to probably match that today, mate?
Yeah, we've got some really good defenders. We've got Zach Sanderson, who did a knee in our premiership 2 years ago nearly, so he'll come back in and play on one of the tools. That's going to be a really critical battle, nullifying their tools and winning it at ground level. They've obviously recruited quite well this year, so we're going to have to get first use in the ruck and through our midfield, but we're really looking forward to it.
Excellent. I noticed you've got a few changes today, and one of your young fellas, which is great, is playing for the Magpies. So tell us a little bit about Lucas Hughes and Will Clark, mate.
Yeah, they're 2 of our young juniors. Lugger's actually debuting, Jacob Hughes' younger brother. So when I gave him the phone call this morning to say Aaron's gone to the Maggies, he didn't answer. So I rang Jacob and finally spoke to him. And he's a guy that's always smiling. The boys just get around. They love being around him. So we're really excited to see him play. So he's a crumbing forward, genuine forward. And Will Clark is the traditional old full forward that loves to lead up out of the goal square. He really straightened us up last year when he played, but unfortunately missed through injury for a few weeks, but he's back in the side today.
I guess if we're having a chat in about 2 hours after the game, where the game was won and lost, no doubt, you always look at your centre line and the boys around the pool. But what I noticed with St Peter's, they're pretty quick with their hands, yep, and they're very good setting up behind play. So I think if you can counteract that today, Luke, we're in for a really good game of footy, mate.
Absolutely, and they well drilled, well coached, and that's what we look forward to the challenge. I think in the last couple of years, most games have been decided by less than a couple of kicks, so it's always a cracking physical game, but also a tactical battle as well.
It is. You've got one of my favourites back today. You've got Reese Slappy, the old Slappy, I call him Slappy, back. What I like about his footy is not just his kicking, but he's in close, and he's just a great leader.
He is. He's fantastic for our group. He sets really strong standards on the track, always prepares well. He's a guy that's prepared to be daring and make a mistake, and that's how we want him to play. So he gives us a lot of attacking aggression off halfback, and he's also the swing man. He can go forward and kick a goal.
Mate, we appreciate your time today. All the best from us today, mate. And the Oval's in great nick. Let's have a cracking game, and hopefully we can raise a glass and have a beer with you after the game. Luke, thanks for your time today, mate.
Absolutely, and thanks very much for covering the game again.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
No worries. All the best, champ. Thanks for your time.
Let's go to Lambo, who's going to bring us the ground report and the coin toss.
I can see him out there, Phil. So we can't quite get Lambo there at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on the coin toss because both coming in, Jacob Hughes, of course, coming in, and our St Peter's captain, who is Jesse O'Brien. Umpire's about to throw that up. And who wins sticks in the mud? Hughes it is, and he'll point down towards the Coterie Club down there. Look at all those white seats there, Phil.
The North Terrace end, and St Peter's will be kicking to the northern or River Torrens end, I think is the best way to describe this. Quite a big school grounds is what I can say, especially when my car is parked down the other end of it. We do need to recognise those that are bringing the coverage to you today. We've got a wonderful crew of sponsors headed by our match day sponsor. You saw him, Jason from the Banner Crew. Go to thebannercrew.com.au for all your signage needs. Buddy Bet on board with Division 1. They'll do our pre and post match interviews. The Sip and Save scoreboard and around the grounds, 1 hour delivery 7 days a week. We'll have that through the day. Not sure if we'll see many today, Tony. Might need you for this one, the Wakefield Sports Clinic interchange. And of course Lambo, if we get his mic working, will be the Police Credit Union boundary right across us. Some stats, O'Connell's Meat Central Market, and of course the replays, thanks to Simon Black Academy. And we do have a range of other sponsors that are helping with our post-match awards.
Around the dice, Archie Sandals, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy, but of course our post-match awards, that's what we're going to. The New Balance Best on Ground is the $100 New Balance voucher and Dartfish beanie. The Simon Black Academy Play of the Game is brought to us by Powerade and Archie's Sandals. And the Moseley Bar and Kitchen Team Player Award, look after your mates, $100 Moseley Bar and Kitchen voucher.
Some big prizes up for grabs. We'll be judging those between the two of us. We're not too far away from the start of this one. You will note the players are wearing blue armbands today. It is Breakthrough Mental Health Foundation Community Round. An amazing initiative, Tony. Just put the cause aside for a sec. That actually transcends the levels of football. All around football in Adelaide today. Every game of football in Adelaide today. Sandville, Adelaide Footy League. We're going to be doing the blue armbands for the Mental Health Foundation.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I went down there the other week and met up with, of course, John Mannion and Zane Kirkwood, and we conducted a fantastic interview down there. And, you know, for a lot of people, the most support you get in around your community is your football club community at times. And it's great, you know. I think they're doing a great thing. And it's been several years now, Phil. It's not just 1 year. They've been ongoing for several years. So a fantastic cause, as you said, not just for Division 1 today, but all leagues around the state. So going very well with that foundation. So players just getting ready.
Yep, the umpires today, Merritt Carls and Bo Gurdon. For the field umpires, Brett Heritage and Peter McMullen. On the boundary, Benjamin Learson and James Turner. With the goals, we'll talk about some other games, but this is a huge one. Goody Saints and St. Peter's, perennial finalists, premiership contenders, going head-to-head. Here, your Match Day Live, thanks to our Match Day sponsor, the Banner Crew. The Buddy Bet, Division 1, all set and racing, and your caller is going to be Tony Neal.
Yeah, and you can see in the middle there, just with Goodwood Saints, number 28 there is Big Tom Carter. And I'll tell you what, he's slimmed down since I've last seen him. And he's all set. They're going to the right of screen, and St. Peter's coming to left. Man on man, all through the centre bounce, and it goes up in that little bit of mud there. Down it comes, Goodwood Saints player leads the ball, just slips here and there. That's Kyle Kirk. getting it forward. It's a bit of a scrubby kick. Carter's been ignored there. Comes across there to Mason Ellison. That's a nice little kick out into the pocket. Mopped up here by St. Peter's and kicking down towards the wing.
So in the pocket, umpires found the first free of the day. Will go the way of St. Peter's as everybody runs past to kick out towards the middle square. This is where we have the fun being north and south, because now the players are facing us. The hand pass to Nick Gill. He slipped at an inopportune moment. Half kick from Scott Blessing. Hard footy on the outer wing here at Cato Oval. Saints are trying to get it forward, trying to get some clear possession. They do so now. Looking in the Macleay direction, he went down, no free paid. Picked up by Anderson. He's tackled straight away near the side, really able to get clear possession until it spills to Favretto. He puts the Saints forward again.
So in it comes to the forward line. They're inside 50. Could have been hands in the back, and the umpire has picked it. And Jacob Hughes it is, who will line up. A little bit difficult to see, we said, from their commentary position, but it's beautiful on screen. We'll see. He's probably about 35 out. Slight angle, maybe 40 in front of the grandstand. You can see all the plastic seats there. That's the coterie area. And they might just be taking a few refreshments in under the tarp there.
I need a few towels for those, I suspect, today.
Yes, or a hairdryer.
We did have about a 10-minute shower about half an hour ago. It's gone now, but it did soften up everything rather nicely.
So Jacob Hughes now. Slight angle. No breeze to speak of. Oh, geez, he's run out a long way. That's the trouble. You run out to the right and then hook it left trying to get distance. So they've got a score on the board. And it was from that free kick, and St. Peter's will bring the ball in. You're with Phil Hurden.
All right, so it's been down the Saints' end mostly. It's going to be Toby Schultz, who was very busy early against the Saints. I reckon he's got that out to McGill. McGill looking further downfield in the direction of Sutcliffe, but Saints have got it covered. Off the foot. Once they find the footy that's disappeared down the alleyway, as Coach Jeff Riddle come out under the temporary marker. You can see the grandstand there in the background. It's a bit of a boutique oval. Of course, there's kids running around it all day at school time. One of the two back ovals here at St. Peter's. Down that wing, pack sets. Whitelock had best position, couldn't get it. You can see plenty of blue armbands there. Scott Bleasing at the bottom of the pack for the umpire to ball it up.
So up it goes. Carter just palms it out, but they've come inside St. Peter's, so that's direct. It's gone over the top, a little bit of hanging on. Jack Carter, umpire didn't see it. Here's Ben Holtzbauer. Watch him turn the Jets on. Geez, he's run out of bounds there, so dangerous swap for the ball to be out of bounds right in that forward pocket here. And tell you what, he's a good size, Luke Mitchell. Yep. Just looking to take it, and you can see number 12 there, Big Jock Macleay as well. As the ball comes in. So, players wrestle for it, taking it one-handed, get it out. Macleay couldn't fumble. Over it goes, and
goalkeeper.
They've said play on, and that's Zach Sanderson gets it out. So the race is on. Oh, well done, young man, and I reckon that's Kyle Kirk picking up a few. He wriggles around this way, that way, gives it to a player facing the wrong way. Had to turn around. That was Tom Anderson. Got it forward. Now it's out Favretto. Can he deliver into the forward line? In it comes. Players tussle. It's over the back. And all it needs is a soccer. Can't bend down. Gets a little soccer to it. And another point. And that's Angus Rana, one of the players I was talking about. Keep an eye on up forward.
2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
Seen T-Neil then.
It's going to be that kind of day. We've got to mention Jacob Hughes had a really good hand pass that set up the run of Favretto there. As Saints try and clear it off their half-back flank. The other games today in the Adelaide Footy League, and we didn't even get a chance to put a ladder up, but let's just say it's a mess compared with where we thought everything would be. Other games today, the Rams hosting Tea Tree Gully, top 5 battle, Port District hosting Payneham Norwood Union, Ross Trevor and Prince Alfred, and don't the Red Men need a win at 1 and 3 as a kick goes forward, strong mark taken. I think that's by Johnny Reid based on my time last week. And the last other game, we'll try and give you some scores through the afternoon. Brighton hosting Old Ignatians.
So Hughes comes around from that pocket. I tell you what, that's a nice kick into the teeth of goal. The big pack flies and just popped through there by young Nick McGill. And it's great, local footy. We've got an interesting supporter around to our left who's giving his all for Goodwood Saints. He could be the 19th man, Phil, but we'll see them come in again. So couple of kick-ins have come to this side. I'm interested in patterns of play as well and who are they aiming for, but it's been rebounded. I'll tell you what, there's only been 1-4-0 forward for St Peters, but it's been all Goodwood Saints. They just need to capitalise. They've had about 3 or 4 goes. This time Favretto. Is it Favretto?
Yep.
And that's his first coming around the corner. They had it down there for so long, I think it was bound to happen. Just weight of numbers there, Phil, and they've finally got one.
Well, one of two things happens. Either you eventually break through and score the goal, or what usually happens, the other team come down for a rare inside 50 and they score and totally change the momentum. In this case, it was the former. We got the Simon Black replay happening here. Favretto, a good read. He had, half a second. Nick McGill was right there, but not right there enough.
All right, so we're back in the middle.
Back in the middle, 6 minutes gone, we have a goal. Everyone breathing. 2 high-scoring teams. Not a particularly high-scoring day. A first real taste probably of winter on a Saturday afternoon, the Matchday Live crew at the Buddy Bet Division 1.
Bit of remonstrating on the mark there.
Yeah.
You can still get away with that at this level.
We're in a different league as Mason Ellis goes forward. Jacob Hughes. So they've looked dangerous. They've got a lot of penetration with their inside 50s. 1 goal, 3 thus far. Almost the mark taken. Thought there might be a bit of leeway given the wet conditions, but not to be on this occasion. Spills out to the pocket. This is the other McGill, Ben. Keeps it in play. Is that going to be a good thing or a bad thing for Saints? He comes back and does his own work. And there's a fair bit of soccer going on here. Louis Whitelock takes the mark. He's got Houtsbauer in the pocket about to send the Goodwood Saints forward once again.
So around it comes and kick forward. Just that rebound you want to see finish. If you get it into the forward line that often, that'll just be a tap through. They'll be happy with that. And just see if he loads up out this side again. He's got a player in the middle all on his own and refuses to use him, and that was Jesse O'Brien. That was the captain. So very wide here. They are using the width, St Peters. They've come this side a fair bit. You'll also see them using the other side. Good spread of players across the ground as we speak. It's going to come down short. Jock McClay's doing a mountain of work. I told you about his fitness. He's leading forward, back there. So just looking towards McClay now. So there he is running around. I was looking at him off the ball there. Oh, McGill's gone fresh airy. Missed everything. And there's another out of bounds on the full. And it'll be awarded to, is this Mason?
This is. He's got the long sleeves on.
Mason Eagle today. Yeah, saw him the other week too. And got a whole pile of touches too. So Mason Eagle it is.
You can see getting up close and personal there with some of the Goodwood Saints stuff. The kick, oh dear.
Not a spot to do
Patrick Fay couldn't keep that in play. It's going to be a turnover. Going to go the way of Josh Slate. You can see our broadcast van in the right corner there. A Goodwood runner giving us a great view of his backside. Gotta love the live stream. Some pretty much a discussion there. What they're saying is, where is the man on the mark? If he was kicking it from out on the full and it went out on the full, and now they've said it didn't go out on the full, it's a throw-in. Way back when it started. I've got no idea of why that was as it was, but it is, and I'm not going to dispute because I don't want a free kick or 50 metres. To the ruck tap, there's Carter against Olswager, the veteran and the youngster. And in the end, Olswager doing some good ground level. I'll love to see that in a ruckman. Might be why he got the nod from the coach. Kirk sending it forward. He's been busy early. Now in the direction of Larkin. But Saints defence, they're bending, not breaking, but they're not progressing, Tony, past the centre wing.
Yeah, Tom Anderson on the wing. He's got a player out wide. Geez, that's a great kick, dissects it, and not being able to take it there, Favretto. We used to say if it's too hard, let it go. Carter comes streaming through. That's about the 5th soccer we've seen. And guess what?
And they've all ended up on the lap of the opposition.
Yep, Zach Sandry. Now they go across the ground, Goodwood Saints. So we talk about that width versus length. So Lou Whitelock, ball in hand, just settles it down. He's got an outrider, Jack Carter. Refuses that lead and goes down the ground. That is a great set of jukes. Gets it back on now. And I reckon, is that Skara?
That was Rana to Skara.
Yeah, so they're out on that flank now. They need to come inside. They've had a few forays inboard. And St Peters have been holding up okay here apart from that one goal. So tight in the clinches right now. Big pack. You could throw 20 players. You could throw a blanket around that. Around it comes. There's a snap. The crowd loves it. The umpire says it's gone over the top of his head. The St Peters guys have got hands on their head, and that is number 25, James Larkin. Both goals, Phil, coming from a snap.
Let's go to Lambo.
Well, we can't quite lip read, so we'll come back to the middle of the ground, and their second goal there. So thanks to the Sip and Save scoreboard, it is 16-0 as we speak. They haven't been down here very much, have they, Phil?
Well, the O'Connell Meat Central Market stats would show 1 inside 50 for St Peters, and there would be at least 10 so far for the Goody Saints. Alas, no Lockie with us at the moment to give us something official. They do get the clearance, though, to Cesare, but again, right, the turnover count would be pretty high as well. That's landed on the lap of Kane Cornish. He sends it back into a bit of space. Comes off some hands. This is Oldswagger doing some good work ground level. Back to Neagle, trying to work it around, and that kick out of bounds on the full. So trying to do a stats count of out of bounds on the full. I think we've had three out of bounds on the full, 5 Sockers, 1 inside 50 St Peters.
Scar, it is on the far side. The left footer kicks it in. It's a high ball though, so that becomes a 50-50. Nice scouting there by the Goodwood player. Didn't quite pick up who it was. He's had a shot at goal, and he's probably happy that we didn't pick up who it was, because just a little bit offline. But I'll tell you what, they're peppering that end. There's no wind to speak of, probably about 18 degrees, 17 degrees. So Schultz it is. I often talk about this. I'll give you the first one. It's the next kick from here that has to hit. And both teams are doing a little bit of this 50-50 up in the air. Holtzbauer, quick hands, just flicking it around. But if they don't hit, oh, geez, given to a player under pressure there. Now they've run on and straight into a brick wall. 3 or 4 St Peters jumpers. Player tried to bang it on the left boot. Can they get out, though? But once again, it's a nice little kick out, and he can play all right, this kid, Mason Neagle.
So here's their chance. Ben McGill got it from Neagle. Now they've got it on to Edward Allen. That kick bang on. It's probably the best forward position we've seen. They're just outside 50. Jake Sutcliffe, about 45 degrees. Don't tell me he's taking a shot from there. I know we're all out of skew with distances being at one end, but the man on the mark is standing on 50. There's no breeze. Let's see. Maybe Allen has a stronger leg than I give him credit for. Comes in.
Beautiful kick.
Beautiful kick. Distance-wise, not a problem, but he skewed it to the right, and St Peters are on the board. They're 1, Goodwood Saints 16.
So let's have a look now at the kick in from Goodwood Saints. What sort of pattern are we going to see? Slape it is. Reese this time, just spinning the ball around, taking a long, long time. Ball in hand. Now he runs out of the square, gains an extra couple of metres, so that's probably a good 60 metres out. Once again, just a big pack forms, ball on ground. It's going to be a little bit of that battle, I think, today. Player being held, and he will take the free, and this is Oliver Johnson.
Ollie Johnson, who has got a 25, maybe a 50. Didn't see the reasoning for that. Goes across ground. Holtzbauer lurks. He's got open space. What a tackle from behind. Patrick Fay, I think that was. Holtzbauer almost lays a tackle in response, goes towards the outer side, goes out of bounds before Jesse O'Brien pulls it in. That's probably an early running for play of the day, thanks to the Simon Black Academy.
So very scrappy affair as we speak. Tap out, lots of numbers running, I guess at the back of that pack. Player's a bit slow to get up, and player on the ground actually got that up. Favretto's been in everything. Just bundles it out. Holtzbauer, it is, as I said, scrappy. Off a foot again. Players are calling for on the full, but I think that dribbled over. Umpire says, throw it in, please. So, as I said, we've got McClay here about 40 metres off the ball. Can't get a touch at the moment for St Peters. In it comes. It's going to drop short. Player actually smothered the bounce there, so you'll get that from time to time. And big pack forms. Umpires are letting this go. Can St Peters get it out?
I mean, if they don't let it go, we're going to have never-ending stoppages today based on the conditions. But as you can see, hard hitting, fair bit of fumbling. We've seen a fair share of soccer. Umpire circles, crowd saying they want ball. Umpire says, no, I want it, and I got a whistle, so I'll take it. 15 gone first quarter, the Buddy Bet Division 1. St. Peter's 3-1, the league leaders. Goody Saints out of the 5 at the moment with a 2-2 record, looking to get their first road win. St. Peter's in forward 50. Mitchell had great front position. He got that position because he illegally got rid of his opponent in Jack Carter, and it will be Carter's ball.
So just holding up. Oh, geez, he's taken off. It's going to go very long. Points that way. Kicks once again to another contest. Can they crumb it? Player on his own there, got it up, and that was Jacob Heitman. Now they're going down that far side. Oh, geez, that is a car crash almost. Mason Ellis, very lucky there to do that full somersault. And we're seeing the spectacular as Tom Anderson, just outside 50.
I think we've got our new piece of vision for the intro from Goodwood Saints.
So, geez, he's going to go a long way outside to get that ball in. And, the swinging fist came in from Toby Schultz. That was a very heavy spoil and lots of heavy clashes out there as well, Phil.
Yep, in front of the grandstand. That's reasonably well populated. I think Undercover's probably the place to be. Next to the canteen, Tony, who make a very mean burger I can share with all and sundry. But back to the footy here. And it's all been down their end, which they'd be pleased to be seeing some football up close. Probably not that happy that it happens to be the end the Goodwood Saints are kicking to. Scoring's dried up, 16-1, 16 and a half minutes gone.
So he's come down into the ruck there, Jock McClay. He's come right down the ground. The trouble is, if the ball comes back, three players in one. That is a fantastic mark. And out it comes. That was Lockie Di Cesare. And they're away here. St. Peter's player held on to that, looked out this side and gets it across to Jake Sutcliffe, and he was the player I reckon who had a shot before. You'll actually notice, I think he's got a touch of a limp there as well, Sutcliffe. So he's going to kick from probably 45. Holtzbauer comes in on the mark. I'd probably prefer a taller player to come in and actually take the mark there because he's...
Funny about that.
Yep, they swap over now. And Josh Slapert is on the mark now. So... Jake Sutcliffe should have no problems with distance. Knows the ground very well. Left footer. Bit of a skip. And they like it. I don't even have to look at the goal umpire. I can hear the sounds on the ground. And that was Jake Sutcliffe with his first and a much-needed goal almost 18 minutes in to St. Peter's on Caterer Oval.
Let's go to Lambo.
St. Peter's just kicked their first goal at the 17-minute mark. A bit slow for them, and that's how they're playing at the moment. Second to the ball, and their response is very slow at the moment. Goodwood Saints still playing some really high-quality pressure footy. Back to you, boys.
Thanks, Lambo. Of course, our boundary right across is brought to us by the Police Credit Union. So, Police Credit Union Lambo working in beautiful tandem there. And the St. Peter's are on the board. Margin back to 9 points. 18 minutes gone of the first quarter. We're back in the middle. Carter, who loves to take it out of the ruck contest. In the end, his opponent did that. Now it's O'Brien. He usually does something pretty good with the football. Look at those evasive skills. He held on to that for about 8 seconds and no one got near him. Ooh. Hot footy about 20 metres out. Mitchell crashes the pack. Here he comes again. Goes to ground. Says he was taken high. Umpire concurs. And despite the fact that we are in the back or forward pocket, we are right behind this one.
He'll be in with us, Phil.
He'll be kicking this from the broadcast van. Let's turn that camera. There we go. You can see him in front of the scoreboard, the sip and save scoreboard. This to bring it back to a 4-point game. He's doing the Stevie J. 2-5-17 the Saints. St. Peter's 1-1-7. He's missed. So the margin back to 9 points. 18 to 17 to 8. Yeah, that'll do.
10. Countdown. Anyway, they're in the back pocket, Goodwood Saints, and can they get out his run? They've done this a couple of times. They try and get that extra 3 or 4 metres, but I'm not sure that just these kicks down the pack, some big McClay's in the ruck, so he's turned that back around. It comes in. Almost the one-hander brought the ground, and the umpire says mark or free kick, and that's Lockie Di Cesare.
Yeah, I mean, you are the professor of post-behind analysis.
Hang on, it's come around now. Schultz, that was, off the back. Oh, up high there. Couldn't take it. Was Jake Sutcliffe. They've gone backwards to go forward, but it's a high kick. Oh, unable to take it. Play on is the call. It is a scrambling game. Holtzbauer will put the Jets on. Gets it across the Slape. Reese type. Geez, he fumbles all. He's cleaned up afterwards as well. And there's going to be a little bit on after this. 3 on to 1, 2 on to 1. Big Jock McClay. Oh, he thinks he's copped one in the comic cuts, but they go forward here. Goodwood Saints is all happening down here.
He wants his free kick, and Saints have already crashed up with it.
And if you want to hand it out, you've got to be able to take it as well. So It goes both ways, and he's a vigorous player, the big fella. So, but his head's back on. They're going to maybe come out this way, although Carter's on him now. So there's a player free short. They go the other side.
They go into what for us is the deep pocket of this oval. Lockie Di Cesare has it in front of some classrooms there. Looks like the B grades heading off. Of course, it was, I think, St. Peter's in the Bs getting up earlier today. Now it's the Saints, the A's. Found Jesse O'Brien. He's always a movement maker. Good kick across here. Pretty much in the centre of Caterham Oval. Towards the contest, looking for Mitchell. Spills out the back. Carter is there waiting. Nice hand pass. Houtsbar under pressure. In fact, that was Favretto, my apologies. Off some hands. Kicked outfield. All right, now it's picked up by Edward Allen. Got a few to choose from in the end. That's a mark inside 50. We'll go to Di Cesare. Doesn't think he's close enough. He centres the ball nicely. James Hargraves is marked about 47 metres out, but the angle is pretty much straight in front.
He's had a bit of it too, Cesare, hasn't he? Just in the last 10 or so minutes, we've called him a fair bit there.
Yeah, players bobbing up. Looks like they're finished on the third oval here for the day. Here's the long kick. Mitchell's taken the mark.
Nice grab.
Not in the goal square, so he will be on a tight-ish angle, but nothing he shouldn't be able to manage.
And for anyone watching at home, the young kids, he took that at the top of the jump. His hands are extended and took it at the top of his jump, so very well done. He's in form.
Won the Player of the Day last week. Not a bad effort there with the mark. Just to bring it back to just 3 points. And he's missed. Yeah, that's 2 shots he's had. I mean, I'll give him the first one. That was difficult. That one, probably should have got one of the 2. But it's early days, and I think it's going to... Goodwood Saints haven't exactly been the most accurate either. Goodwood Saints 2 goals 5, Spock 1 goal 3. That means Saints of Goodwood by 8 points.
So the ball's gone a long way back.
Ball's gone to play some hockey, I think.
So here we come now. Let's have a look at their kick-in now. So runs out a long way. Scott Blessing gets it down towards Carter in the wing. Geez, up high there was Angus Rana. They've got runners at the back. So they've got that player behind for the handball out. There he goes. Picks up. Favretto getting a mile of it across to Anderson. He's had a good quarter as well. Oh, a player at the back. That is a really nice jump there.
Will Clark.
And that is a great little jump. And virtually plucked it over the top. They've gone outside. I'm not a big fan of going outside. Favretto's come back inside now. And guess what? He's hit a player on the chest for St. Peter's who drops it. Almost like the St. Peter's player was leading. Gets the free anyway. Oh, he doesn't go back. He just takes one step across. And this will be number 29, Mason Neagle.
Neagle will swing it down the, what do I call it? The Botanic Park side. The city side? City wing. Here at Caterham Oval, which is nestled at the northern end of the college. An interesting little back road to get to. The Saints. Another inside 50. They've had a lot, especially early. This is where they're dangerous. Hughes back to Skara. And Skara very calmly. I almost thought there must have been a free kick paid because he almost stopped. But that was just a prop and to make sure he fully converted that opportunity. Skara has his first. Goodwood Saints have their third.
And he was one of the ones I spoke about pre-game, Phil, because he just pops up in the forward line now and gets his 2 or 3, whatever it may be. And nice goal, wasn't it? And like you said, very calm when he ended up kicking it. There you go. Just one step. I'll pop that through. And watched it go through. Little celebration from them. He's back in the middle now too, number 19.
So he's a key... Formerly with Westies from memory, although my Sandford memory is getting vaguer and vaguer with each passing season, I might add. I don't cover it quite to the extent I used to.
He's been taken pretty heavily
yeah,
there,
I reckon, he's up, but that is a free kick
James
to
Moriarty.
Oh, and a yellow card as well against Skara. So 1 minute he's from riches to rags. So what does
he's
that
off,
mean?
is he, Phil?
He's coming off.
Comes off.
Kicks the goal, gets a yellow card. Far out.
And can't be replaced now, is that right?
No, you get replaced for 10 minutes.
Oh, here he is. Favretto is coming on.
Fair replacement.
Whilst he's resting. Anyway, back to it, Hamish Allen.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to have a quarter time. Shouldn't be too far away. So the league leading Saints, who have averaged over 100 points a game, just the one goal for the quarter, but they're going to get a crack at another one. Let's go to Lambo.
Boys, Skara from Goodwood Saints, yellow carded for high tackle. Just a bit of feedback for you boys. Skara off, yellow card, Goodwood Saints. Back to you.
Thank you, Lambo. Glad we got that mic working. So, Big Jock, I'm not going to put anything past him after his dominant display last week against Princes.
Have a look who's on the mark again. Holtzbauer.
Yeah, well, maybe it's the jumping thing. Maybe
tidy that up. Yeah.
Do some jumping jacks or something.
Handstand.
Like that. Kicks on its way.
They're
clapping it off the boot. And St. Peter's responded with a critical late one.
I think he's better up forward. I know they've used him in the ruck because they've got the young guy, Ned Altschwager, doing the work as well. But you see when Macleay comes up forward, they get the ball there. They haven't been too much in the forward line this quarter. They've had a couple of misses by Luke Mitchell, but they get it into Macleay's hands and he finishes rather than the ball coming in and going straight back out again. But they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. He has to go back into the ruck now to compete against, as we said, one of the best in the comps with Tom Carter in there. So you'd expect maybe Goody Saints to get the ball out of the middle.
Just check, Jake. Sutcliffe kicked the first goal? Yes, you've got him down for
Jake
one.
Sutcliffe, number 23.
Yep, and Jock Macleay. They're the two goal scorers.
So
Skara, Favretto and Larkin.
There's quarter time.
Sorry, Tony. It is quarter time. And, look, it's an interesting... I think tussle is probably an appropriate word for that quarter. Nothing of great highlights. You can see there the quarter time score is Goodwood Saints 3-4-22, St. Peter's 2-3-15, a 7-point margin. We will take a break. We'll get Lambo out at the huddles. We'll get Tony's analysis. I'll try and get some scores from around the Buddy Bet Division 1. This is the Adelaide Footy League, thanks to Filming Footy.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Match of the round today. St Peter's and Goodwood Saints. What a game we got here, Phil and Tony. A terrific start by Goodwood Saints. They came out the blocks really well. Their first 15 minutes, they're attacking, their little things, their smothers, their pressure was outstanding. Hence they're up by 8 points at quarter time. Then probably the last 10 or 12 minutes, St Peter's slowly got their game going, started running more, chasing, and they converted a little bit more. At the moment, it's just a really good game of footy. Goody Saints are just handballing quicker, on the ball at ground level. They're just doing those things a little bit better at the moment. Difference at the moment is the on-ballers from both teams are got to work harder at both ends, and the forward player, whoever gets the opportunity to kick a goal, will be a winner today. Hey, looking forward to a second quarter of some outstanding footy. Back to you, Tony and Phil. Keep up the good work.
Thanks for that, Lambo. It is quarter time. Goodwood Saints 3-4, that's 22. St Peter's 2-3-15, 7-point margin. Goody Saints dominated early. St Peter's came back. Tony, your thoughts on some good players?
Well, Coach Lambo there at quarter time, Phil, instructing both midfields to get on top. And, it was interesting. I said it was a scrappy affair, and Goodwood probably had 60% of the play, got it down forward, couldn't convert at times for the amount of times they had it down there, and St Peter's got down a few times and finished. Of course, Jock McClay's got a goal, Jake Sutcliffe's got a goal as well, and for Goody Saints, very quickly, Scara 1, Favretto 1 and Larkin 1.
We got scores around the Buddy Bet Division 1. Teacher Gully 4 straight 24, Glenunga 2-4-16. The Gullies at the Rams by 8. Payneham Norwood Union lead Port District by 5, 2-1-13 to 1-3-8. Prince Alfred 3-3-21, Rocks 1-3-9, the Redmen by 12, and Old Ignatians 3-7-25, blowing away Brighton just one behind. That's at Brighton Road. Old Ignatians by 4 goals. Here it's Goodwood by 7, second quarter underway, and you're with Tony Neal.
So Oldswagger back in the ruck, and he's won a very clearing tap there and picks it back up himself. So he's got 2 possessions in there. If they can get hold of that lad and work out where he's going to hit it, because he actually hit that square on or towards the wing rather than any one way. So just have a look at him here. He's more athletic. He's got to jump over Carter, whereas Carter will use the body. And you see that there. So they come forward now. Goodwood Saints, they're right in. Oh, nice toe there. Play around on his left. It's going to bounce. He's going to kick that too well. It's bounced back into the goal square and just easily tapped forward there by St Peter's. They just need to get their finish right here, Phil.
Yeah, nice effort by Heitman to get that kick away as it sits with Schultz, who sent it pretty much down the guts, looking and finding the leading Ben McGill. Quick hand pass, they're going through the middle. Here's Ed Allen, looking for a bit of blue, looking for O'Brien. In the way is Louis Whitelock. Anderson, they swing it to some space on the outer side, and it's going to sit with Zach Sanderson. Good to see him back in the lineup, coming back after an injury. Sanderson on to Ollie Johnson, who I'm going to call in the classroom pocket.
Oh, hello.
Well, you've got to give names and everything's branded these days, Tony, and you know what I mean. There's one of the Allens. Holtzbauer, the co-captain, finds a defender sitting back. Ooh. The trick to go forward, though, under a lot of pressure from one McGill. To Cesare, happy to link up in some hand passes. Trying to pass it to you in a sec, Tony, if they could actually have a clear possession. Not likely to happen at this sec. Here's a Haltzbauer has it. He's tackled, goes to ground. Umpire's got to call something. And in the end, Tony, it's holding the ball will be the Saints.
Not sure he had prior there. That both teams, watch what they're doing. They're trying to flick around. Holtzbauer kicks into his own player. It's come back again. Comedy of errors in the middle. McGill goes forward and coming out. It's almost a mirror image of the last quarter. They go forward and then it's come back, but it's the other way around with the team. So Goodwood Saints now going to kick down towards the wing. Geez, big fella there. Number 17 is Angus Rana. I didn't realise he was that tall now. I've seen him up close. They've got it through the really flicking around. This is the McGill I was talking about, Ben McGill.
Nick.
Nice kick forward, and they've got a mark and a shot on goal now. But he's a real link man. You'll see him in 2 or 3 positions on the ground. You'll think there's only one of him, but there's 2 brothers, I know. But he just covers so much territory and a great link man, and they're going to get a shot on goal with Sutcliffe now lining up. Well, lining up for his second. He could have had 3. He missed that one earlier in the first quarter. So Sutcliffe, chewy on your boot, calls the fan to our left. This player is on his left. He does do the little bit of a skip. It's a little bit to the left, but he's kicked that through, and that is his second goal. Very good action here, very deliberate. And we talk about that finish. Well, 21-24 it is now, Phil. A little bit closer.
It is. Somewhere I've missed it behind, but not to worry. Back to 3 points. It's even Stevens. And the goals are slowly and surely emerging as the ground starts to dry up. It is overcast conditions. It is pretty cool. I think the rain has left us for the time being, just looking at the weather map. Maybe something in about 45 minutes' time. We will get the Jeff Riddle interview to you at our half-time break. But right now, the Saints, after a slow start, are coming strong.
Just keep an eye on where Oldswagger hits here as well.
Back in the middle.
If he wins it.
Okay. Carter, he does that so often. Somehow gets the ball in his lap and kicks it away. This case, they're only to an opponent in Allen, Hamish Allen. He finds a teammate on that outer wing. Elects not to go outside, kicks inside. I think you'd like that as an option, Tony, maybe with a slightly better kick. Cornish with the pick-up. Favretto with the hand gets it now, gives it to Donaghy. Gets the kick away, and we're back pretty much where we started, I think, with one of the Slate boys.
I think you are correct. And you can see the armband on there for the mental health round, which is fantastic. Both teams supporting it. So he comes down, big pack forms. That is a huge pack. The fists go up. Every man for himself, and a bomb down the ground now. Stop and settle. He looked inside. Did he take a step? He says no.
Mitchell.
I'll just have a look. So Mitchell it is. Comes right into centre forward. That's a great kick player, almost horizontal as he went for that. Taking the ground to see De Cesare. He's in everything at the moment. Out the back, Holtzbauer just setting up. Nice little kick. And does he run on? He does. So he's going to come down just into play here. He's almost the same as McGill. So around it comes Slape it is. Mason Ellis, who had a very good first quarter as well. There's a good shared amount there. Little bit more possession now. You saw the start of this quarter, both teams flicking around. Now they come wide. If that doesn't hit, puts a player under pressure. He's got plenty of time, Lou Whitelock. That's a lovely kick. Gave it air, and Tom Anderson actually ran onto it.
Do they change footies at the quarter time or dry them up? Because at the start of the game, it was a wet oval. The ball got wet. It would have been pretty slippery pretty early. Now it's a dry footy, and it looks, and the ground's dried out a bit, and they're playing better skilled.
I'll tell you what happens, Phil. Sometimes one team provides the ball for the first half and the other the second half, or in this case, it may well have been changed at quarter time.
So it's with the Saints, half forward flank. You can see the 50-metre arc, which the Goodwood will enter it. Looking in the direction of Rana. Now, Heitman, Johnson, back to Heitman. High kick, top of the goal square. There's a pack descending. Thump forward. Holtzbauer tried to take off with it, but left the ball behind. Throw in front of the new spangled scoreboard that they've got here at St. Peter's, which looks magnificent to everyone except us because we're stuck next to it and can't see it.
So in it comes Big Carter. He's lathered up there like a far lap in a race. Look at him perspiring away. Just a work rate there. Big crashes in. You can see even the players 2 or 3 metres off that pack, Mason Ellis and so on, just crashing and bashing into other players. You've got James Hargrave in there. There's probably 15, 20 players around this, just in a straight line towards Goodwood. See, that's Carter using his weight against Old Swagger, and that's experience. Player dropped the ball, and that was Jacob Hughes. So they'll clean up again here. James Hargraves is looking for the switch. McGill's out there trying to call players across. What it does opens up space here, and a finger tipper. Play on, it's called. Very good there. He sucked both players towards him. The other player there, Charlie Dowling, ran off. Oh, there's still a bit going on there with Dowling and Mason Ellis. He just elbowed fresh air then. So throw in field. No one behind the rucks.
Probably
Look.
better than a visit to the tribunal during the week.
Fabretto again.
Yeah, he's getting into the game. I mean, they've both got good match winners. The kick down the wing hits in the direction of Larkin. He couldn't grab it. Then someone's grabbed him.
Jock McClay can't help himself, look.
McClay and Larkin. Oh, this is where you give away silly free kicks.
Yeah, he's got to have the last bit of push and shove. There's a bit out the back as well.
Sanderson really isn't putting up with it too much. Is that Nick McGill in the ruck? Did I just see Nick McGill get a ruck tap?
Jeez, I tell you what, he's heard the call. He's going everywhere. But Jacob Hughes, it is right in front. You can see a good crowd down here at Caterer Oval too. Got a player out here, Anderson, on his own. Doesn't see him. Anderson just puts the arms back down. It goes into that centre half forward position. Play bold, put the ball in where you want it to be. But St Peter's able to mop up, and Ed Allen gets a lot of it. But geez, he's been bumped around. A couple of players a bit slow to get up. Another good player for them now, and that was just a quick onto the boot, Mason Neagle. Got a player in space now, Sutcliffe, one bounce. Yeah, he's on his left foot, runs in. He had a lot of time and has just missed. So, geez, I'll tell you what, he's had 2 or 3 misses as well.
2-2 for the day thus far. So 3-4 to 3-6 at this point in time. Sits with the Goody Saints down the southern end. Looks like someone's found the cartons, brought it out for the licensed area for the B grade. As you do. Right now, hot footy. It was Schultz who's got a semi-kick away. Spills to Edward Allen. Into the pocket for O'Brien over his head. Sutcliffe was fast descending, but the boundary line got there first. It was touch. It'll be a throw-in right in front of the classrooms. I wonder what they teach there, Tony.
Probably school, Phil. Anyway, Jesse O'Brien went at that one-handed.
Could it be science? Could it be Latin? Could it be philosophy? What do they teach at Saints these days?
Talking to the wrong bloke, mate. Anyway, around the corner it comes, and that's a big high kick into the forward line. Player just bobbles around, and look at Mason Neagle. He's made some ground up there. There's 3-on-1, and the one wins out. Can't hit a target, which could be costly. Goodwood Saints come, charging through there. That was number 25, James Larkin, the goal scorer. Around it comes. We're seeing a lot of these boundary throw-ins as well, as you can see there. Beautiful view there, backwards of the grandstand, the
I like how they put
area
the orange
and the school there.
I wonder how many kids roll down that during the week, because it looks like it's copped a bit of damage from somewhere. Oh, there's an interesting tackle.
Well, Carter's straight off. Talking about damage, he's come straight off, Phil.
And if that's something serious, that could be a game changer. So
we'll get Lambo
exactly. Get our intrepid Banjo Lambo onto that. But Goodwood Saints are charging here. It sits with Kyle Kirk. Too far out to score. He centres the ball. Holzbauer has it. Gets around Coulson. From the edge of 50 goes bang, but to the right. And that's a behind. Extends a 2-point lead to 3. But I like the way they tried to structure it to the open man in front. Just needed a better finish.
So Schultz it is now. Loading up. We are 11 minutes in. Geez, he gives a handball to a player under pressure. It's McGill. He can do anything, and anything he does, he gives it straight back to Goodwood. That player actually had more time. Geez, a little bit of messing up there. They need to tidy that up. This is a team that's sitting top of the ladder. And I think McGill was put under pressure when he received that handball. Went to give it off, and we saw what happened there. Gave it straight to Goody Saints. Luckily, player under pressure didn't score, so it comes in now. It's going to drop short. Goodwood Saints players at it. Yeah, Schultz very smart. They just waited for that. A couple of quick handballs there. It's right in that tight area. Over the top to Fresh Air. They're out here if they can get it over. Player in space now, James Duncan. He's clearing outside the 50 down the wing.
And there's McClay. So both Mitchell in the back goal square and McClay on the wing coming a fair way up.
Ed Allen's getting a lot of it. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah, Hamish Allen on that occasion with it. Looking for Cudmore. Ben McKeel comes in to lay some pressure, but the Saints, Goody Saints get the kick. I keep wanting to say the Saints, but they're both the Saints, and it's causing me hassles all day. Houtspour has it through the middle, spots up Jacob Hughes. That gets the car horns tooting. He's right on 50. And he's going back almost to the centre bounce.
It's a beautiful kick, wasn't it?
He's right near the cricket pitch. He's got a run up to match, and he's not passing this to anybody. He's put the ball down. He didn't turn his back on the play, though. I'll give him that. But as soon as he took that, he says, I'm taking the shot. You can see him right on the edge of 50. It is high, and that has banged onto the metal. You could possibly hear the little thud there. Well, who can straighten up first? Goody Saints 3 goals 8. St. Peter's 3 goals 4.
So Schultz it is. This time hits the target. See if they can get it out better there. Gliding by is McGill, but Holtzbauer, that's a good little contest there within the contest. Oh, player, that's good courage. Pardon me, James Hargraves taking a fingertip and going backwards on the true wing. Now he goes long and direct. Unable to get in there with Schultz. Sorry, not Schultz, it was McClay. Comes out again. They're out wide again. It's going to go back to where it started. That's a wide kick. And taking a grab there is young Will Clark. Holtzbauer getting a lot of it. Gee, just into the centre of the ground. Anderson goes to the lead, but he actually creates space. That was smart thinking then. Gee, Slape just plays on. Pops it up in the air, though. And up in the air was to Fresh Air. Oh, Goodwood Saints player taps it through. And Schultz. Geez, how many soccers have we seen, Phil?
Yeah, a few.
Probably about 7th or 8th.
That was an interesting... Well, that was a beautiful lead-up, and then the kick inside 50 had the open player and missed the target.
Came undone, didn't it?
It did. So, again, that the Saints of Goodwood look the slightly better side. Right now, they're just not doing the finishing.
That'll be a grab.
No,
Over the line.
He marked it over the... He completed the mark over the line, so it doesn't count. Throw in. There was another game of footy. I think that might have been the D's, whatever level the D's are playing earlier today. That's since finished. So this is the sole Old Scholars game left. Goodwood Saints again. I mean, I like the fact that they're looking around, but of course inbound, if you miss the target, you set up the turnover and you set up a chance for your opponents to get away. That's what's happened. Eagles found McClay. 65 out into the pocket. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Scott Bleasing has it, and Goodwood Saints clear momentarily.
McClay putting a bit of work in. That kick by Neagle is not easy to do. The power in your leg to stand on one foot and then just hit up a player. He then ran down, we call it third play, while McClay was doing something out there. He was down the forward line then. And Neagle's all on his own in the middle here, if they can get it to him. Goodwood Saints, too clever there. A little bit of a screwy there. Schultz couldn't bed in the back, so it's gone. It's beaten all of them. The race is on. That's a nice pickup, but of course, strong on the tackle as well. Very impressed with the pressure. Out they come here, Goodwood Saints. So it was play on, and this is Tom Anderson, who's playing wide on that wing, doing a good job. Set up into the forward line a lot better this time, and good set of jukes there. The big hands go up. James Larkin, who has won, looking to pass it off. Player was clear there, Kyle Kirk. Didn't honour the lead. The trouble is here, we've seen one lead, but we're not seeing a repeat. There's a player free inside, Nick Favretto.
There is a big hole in the pocket, but
yep.
Now he's going for the short kick, and he had two to choose from. How did that happen?
Favretto just jogged into that space, and Anderson was already there, so he had 2 to choose from, but not much closer, Phil, just straighter.
Yeah, better angle.
But not much closer. Yeah, so let's see, Tom Anderson, the bright orange boots. Get the sunnies out, folks. 2022, you can wear what you like. Slide of build, has he got the leg? No, he hasn't. Big pack forms. 3 on to 1 and just punch through. See Luke Mitchell's coming right down the ground to help out this quarter as well.
5 more scoring shots. Just a 5-point lead. Although, sorry, 3 goals 8, not 3 goals 9. My apologies. In the middle they are. Ben McGill, beautiful send out to Ed Allen. He puts it out in the path of O'Brien, who's got a lot of black around him. Eventually they hustle him off the ball. It's Blessing and Whitelock. Was there something off the ball? It's going to go back. Oh, interesting. That might have been for mine a chance to pay advantage, but free kick is what's given.
Just, O'Brien not happy down there.
He's had a quieter day. He was on song many times last week. But here comes St. Peter's. Mitchell, who's playing a long way up. He tries to spot up Neagle, but in the end, it's Larkin in the way.
Getting a bit of it too, Phil.
He's going
nice
into the
kick.
pocket this time, looking and finding Lucas Hughes in front of the broadcast van, the scoreboard. He centres it up. And some of the kicking skills from the Saints are starting to come to the fore, Tony. What they need now is the final kick to be a good one and to convert these skills into something on the scoreboard.
The finish, they call it, Phil. That's it.
That's it. I feel like watching a bit of a soccer game. Lots of opportunities, not much change. Rana looking for his first. He has it. 4 individual goal scorers for the Goodwood Saints. They go to 4 goals, 8-32. St. Peter's 22 on the boundary, thanks to Police Credit Union. It's Lambo.
Boys, great game of footy. Goodies by 2 goals at the moment, but big Tommy Carter, number 28 for Goodwood Saints, has gone off with an ankle injury. I'm not sure how bad it is, but they really need him back on there. But great game of footy. Back to you, boys. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, so interesting. We did see him hobble off, and he's been off for probably 10 or so minutes. They're scoring okay here, Goodwood. It's not a high-scoring game. Just that little bit in the middle there. Ball goes forward, and that was Angus Rana, who's gone down into the middle to help out in the ruck. McGill just tackled, lets it go, head bounces on the ground. Yeah, it was a little bit of a... Oh, and there's a little bit going on there in back play once again, and it's the McGill brother. And there's another yellow card off, and that is
Scara
Anthony
again.
Scara.
Now, is that his second? He was the one who was yellow carded earlier, wasn't he?
Have to go back to the replays, Phil.
No, he was, because he kicked a goal and then he got red carded.
Hey, I think you're correct because he has got the goal, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fired up down there because look out too. Big Schultz is down there with a bit of wrestling.
In certain sports, as we look over a beautiful rainbow, let's go to Lambo.
Number 19, Anthony Scara from Goodwood Saints, boys. Second yellow card.
Yep.
Don't know what's going to happen there, but he's off again for a high tackle. Back to you, boys.
Well, Lambo will set our producer to tell you to investigate what happens when you get a second yellow card. In some sports, that's an early shower. Not sure what the case in the Adelaide Footy League is. I very rarely have ever seen one, let alone 2 and 2 quarters.
Schultz showing good courage there and also shepherding, but ball bubbles out again on this right in front of the
look at that.
for a few of the lads there.
And we thank 9 News, one of our great sponsors. Beautiful.
There's an opportunity there. So in it comes. Holtzbauer off. Player comes back on. He's gone into the ruck there and he's competing okay there, Rana. You see him there just trying to tackle McGill. That's a bit of a mismatch. It's a little bit like the rolling ball. See the pack will form. Yeah. 3 or 4 players at that ball. Fortuitously it falls out to Goodwood. Just a kick forward. Player in front. Couldn't take it. Oh, well crumbed. And I reckon that's Hughes, is it? Right in front of us. That's Kyle Kirk. And very fortuitous. That's his first as well. That ball from that far wing just got pushed and pressured and bumbled forward. The kick came in. You watch this, 2 or 3 players, a little bit of a contest on the ground. This way, that way. There's the kick that comes in, the contest. Drops the ground. Kirk, crumbing. See the numbers around him, and he puts it through. That's a clever kick as well.
That is a great Rovers goal. To read it that quickly off the pack, charge full bore at the goal and keep it straight bouncing through. 18 points the margin now. The last couple of goals, with a fair few behinds, have suddenly given the Goodwood Saints back their cushion, and they're going forward again. You'd almost say they're almost starting to get reward for effort here, but St. Peter's will have it. Their chance to go through the middle. It's with Hargraves. He goes from one edge of the centre square to the other, but there's a tall Goody Saint in the way.
Just starting to turn it around a bit, aren't they, Goodwood Saints? It's his 50-50 kick. He's got great hands, that lad. He's taken about 4 or 5 grabs, James Larkin. And nice kick in.
Great long kick, Mark. Good hand pass, short kick, grab. And now the open player.
Slope.
Finish the deal! He does! It's all Goodwood right now. Tommy Anderson has his first, and that's 3 in a row for Goody Saints, and it's a 4-goal margin.
Yeah, they've just started to put a few on here in this towards the end of the quarter here. Interesting, well, Carter's off the ground, and also Scara's off the ground. But in the ruck, as we said, Angus Rana, you've only got to put a contest in, and 2 young blokes, I'd suggest he's up against Ned Olschwager, who's trying hard. You'll see Olschwager really to the right of the circle here. Now, if he hits the direction that he's running in, there's actually no players towards that wing part of the circle. So let's see what happens. 0-0. Goodwood Saints player unable to take it. Both players in the mud there running through. Just so scrambly. McGill it was, got it out. He's died out a bit this quarter too. Lockie Di Cesare. And just another scramble forward. Right in front of the grandstand down there. And we'll see a throw in. Now you see the migrating wildebeest. All the players start to migrate down towards that quarter of the ground.
Wildebeest.
That's it, Phil.
Okay. Yeah, looks like they're all there around the watering hole,
Have a
waiting
look
for
at
the
them.
crocodiles to attack.
That's it. Oh, look out.
And there's a bit of push and shove. This will be a Saints free to Mitchell.
And one might say, Phil, it's a Saints versus Saints game, but there's not too many Saints out there at the moment. Have a look at them.
Yeah, there's a few there that shouldn't be wearing all white just at the moment. Anyway, Mitchell has got himself a 25-metre penalty that had a decent shot at goal. Now surely almost a can't miss.
Well, look at last quarter. He was close. There we go.
This time he seals it. A much-needed response from St. Peter's.
A little bit of feeling out there too.
Mitchell's first after a couple of misses. Saints fourth. They now go back to trailing 4-4-28. Goodwood Saints 6-10-46. That is on the Sip and Save scoreboard. 1 hour delivery, 7 days a week.
Oh, sensational. Okay, so in the middle now. A little bit of junk time here the last 2 or 3 minutes. Probably go about 27, 28 minutes. Carter just walking up and down the boundary if they can get him back on just to try him out. So, as we said, Olschwager, we'll see where this one goes. It was 0-0 last time. Both ruckmen facing each other on the same angle, and the boundary umpire spoils it because someone stepped in. So St. Peter's, the umpire in the middle is going to throw it up, but it's a St. Peter's free. So this is James Hargrave. They're going forward again, Phil.
Well, this is almost
He's
similar
going to give it to the
to...
ruckman. There you go.
Well, that was worth to the leg, wasn't it? Kick inside 50. There's a lot of wildebeest gathering inside. Can't get that image out of my head. There's a big wildebeest right there. McClay under. He's surrounded by a couple of lions.
You've got to wait for him to migrate.
On safari.
Oh, look out. There's a bit of feeling out there. You've got to wait for him to migrate. Wait till there's a throw-in or a ball up in a set spot. A lot of players sort of pointing and carrying on. They're trying to get a pattern going here, Goodwood, but they may not get out of the back line.
I think they just want to keep it out of St. Peter's hands for the moment.
I reckon it's Anderson, is it? Yeah.
This quarter, Goodwood Saints have kicked 3 goals, 6. St. Peter's just the 2 goals, 1.
Look at the pack.
Yeah. Only a couple of minutes away from half-time.
Good to see the wingers on the left-hand side. They're actually in the middle of the ground there, Mason Eagle. Olschwager goes up with the left hand. Goodwood Saints, can they get it out? Favoretto, quick hands. Now they come into centre forward position. Bit of a mismatch in height there. And I'll tell you what, the little fella in height-wise was Kyle Kirk has taken the mark. Clever play. How many
goals has he been involved with in this quarter?
He's got a nice leg on him. Have a look at that. But unfortunately, the player taken behind, over the top. It'll be play on. Umpire, well, he's paid the free kick. and have to pull it back. So this will be Charlie Gibson right in front of us here, who was manhandled as that ball came in. So not a good foray forward by Goodwood.
Soaks up a little bit of time, although I think it's been blown off. Time off now.
There's not much space here. Player just leads nonchalantly here, and they give him that one because no advantage, Hamish Allen. Now they start to work it. You call this tacking in sailing. Brad Colson, another one there. Just work the ball up, possession after possession. Ed Allen. The only trouble is, Phil, one poor kick with these little chips or a 50-50 kick like that, and it can all come undone.
My understanding of tacking is when you're going into a strong
Zigzagging.
breeze, which doesn't exist here today. I always remember Liberty and Australia 2 in a tack fest in Race 7, 1983 America's Cup. We had about 40 tacks.
Whatever gets you
Australia
through,
won that.
Phil.
Australia's greatest sporting highlight, that America's Cup win 1983. But we're at Cater Oval for some Aussie rules football.
Ooh.
And I'm hanging out for half time, you may have gathered.
Few of these players, look at Allen. Oh, he's
A few could
give it a few.
use a half-time break as well, I might add.
So Ed Allen. Just that high kick again, Phil. Look at the pack form.
Yeah. Whereas you're finding Goodwood's kicks are going to one-on-one contest and they're winning their share of those. The Saints' kicks are going to packs.
Well, Kyle Kirk, you look at him, 25 there, James Larkin as well. I've been impressed with some of his ball use as the siren goes.
Half-time here at Cater Oval, and it's been a good one for Goodwood. They kicked 3 goals 6, and St. Peter's kicked 2 goals 1 in that quarter. The goal scorers, all singles for Goodwood, to Kirk, Anderson, Rana, Scara, Favretto and Larkin. For St. Peter's Old Collegians, Jake Sutcliffe has 2, Jock McClay 1 and Luke Mitchell the 4th. We'll take a break. This is Match Day Live, thanks to Filming Footy.
The Simon Black Academy is a 3-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
We are half-time today, a match of the round, St. Peter's versus Goody Saints. Goody Saints up by 18 points. It's a really good game of footy. I've got the opportunity, I've got the president of the St. Peter's Old Scholars Football Club, Mr. Frayne. How are you, big fella?
I'm good, thank you. We're We're 18 points down, so that's not so good, but we hope to rectify that in the second half, hopefully.
Last week I had the opportunity to see a game against Prince Alfred. Always, one of those games every year you get together, and it was a great win. Today it's a little bit different. Goodies have come to play.
They have. They're attacking the ball, and we're playing a little bit reactive football. So we're hanging on the outside, waiting for them to get the ball. So, again, hopefully the coach is going to rectify that. We need to be a bit more proactive, I think.
Tell me about your role with the club. How many years you've been at the club? Tell me about a few of your sponsors and how things are travelling for 2022, mate.
Well, this is my 5th year as president. I've been involved with the footy club for 30 years. When Grant Lyon used to coach, I was always his fitness coach, and
you're looking good for your age, mate.
Yeah, well, I come from an athletics background originally,
yes.
So it's been a tough 3 years. Our chairman Guy Roberts, who's away this year, does most of the heavy lifting of our club, but we're quite financial, but it's been tough, and it always is. We've got good sponsors. The Maiden Magpie Hotel is where we go for our afternoon drinks.
So they're your main sponsor?
They're our major sponsor.
Yep.
We've got Dutton's Cars and Clemic Real Estate, and then we've got a lot of wine sponsors that help out from week to week, home games. So
that's important to have some wine sponsors. I like my red.
It is, and it helps the profits go up if they give you the wine and then we sell it.
Bruce will let me know I have a few bottles after the game, mate.
I might do the same myself. It is tough getting sponsorship, and so you just got to keep plugging away at it. And in this modern world, it takes more and more dollars to run a footy club, particularly in Div 1.
It does, and congratulations on being in Div 1. Also, too, not just your role, but there's other people in the club, like some of your volunteers who, you just can't reward enough, who have been around for years. I went to the canteen before and you had the ladies working, you had somebody working the barbecue. I know you have them at other clubs, but you've got some people who are just passionate, who've been St. Peter's people through and through, mate.
Yeah, well, we're one of the original, I think, founding clubs when it was the amateur league some 90-odd years ago. So we've been around a long time. Again, people think because it's been a wealthy school that it's easy to find money, but it's probably harder as an old scholars club, I think, than a community club, because you don't just have all the businesses in the area. So you've got to go to old scholars, you've got to go to other businesses, and sometimes a donation to a club, they don't get a lot of business out of it. So you're actually looking for people that are supporters that own businesses and are happy to throw you a few dollars. But it is tough, really tough. It is.
It's the world. It's a changing world. I'm a big believer about culture, and you got to, sometimes in a club you've got to have negotiables and non-negotiables. That probably goes from the top to the bottom to be successful. So the kids coming through, do you have a good communication with the school, Bruce, come through, and then to senior level?
Yeah, we do. We lost it many years ago, but we've reconnected with the school. The headmaster was out here today and supporting, because the first 18 were playing on the top oval. So we are very lucky, because a lot of the old scholars clubs no longer play on school grounds, had to go off.
Yep.
We're maintaining a really good relationship, and I think strengthening it as we go forward. And we're encouraging the kids to come out and play when they leave school, because that's our breeding ground. We do collect other people from outside the school, but the main breeding ground is from the school. So we have to maintain that connection.
Fantastic, mate. Any events or any future activities throughout the year coming up you want to plug, Bruce, so we can highlight for you?
Okay, today we've actually, even though it's the mental health round, we also had our 2011-2012 Premiership reunion. We did lose a few of them due to COVID, so we might have to have a second round later on. In 2 weeks we've got probably our biggest day is Ladies' Day, and then on July the 9th we play PAC again, and before that we have a long lunch with PAC, and it's a fundraiser for not only the clubs but also we raise money for the Mental Health Foundation, and it's a big event. So any SPOC or PAC supporters that are out there, pencil that in for the 8th of July because it's a great day.
I'll take my hat off to you too, and people who, because we live in a world with so many changes and pressure, and mental health, you know, it's something that years ago, oh, you're right, mate, you can just get on with it, toughen up. But now, it can be anywhere. It can be at school. It can be in the workplace. It can be at home. And when people have that, it's got to be identified. And it's good, like, with a club who are reaching out to help out, mate.
Yeah, I went to a function about 5 years ago and decided we would connect. And coming from boys' schools, there's a lot of stuff about women's health. And I think it's really important for us now to get out there with young boys' health. And so that's what we're trying to support. So hopefully it works.
Bruce, it's been great talking to you today. 18 points down. Hopefully I can come up to you after the game and give you a high five and have a drink, mate. Yeah. Where do you feel at the moment? If there's something, what I'm noticing at the moment, it's just those little things, the pressure, the chasing, coming out the forward line a little bit too easy. Yeah. You agree?
Yeah, it's the pressure. We've done a big pre-season, so hopefully we can hang in there and then run over them in the last quarter.
Thanks a lot for your time today from the Adelaide Footy League and Dartfish. We really appreciate you coming out at half time, mate. We know you always look after us here, mate, so we're looking for our sandwiches and drinks soon. Yep. But it's okay, no, I'm only mucking around.
Just party pies.
But thanks very much for your time today, and we appreciate it. All the best, mate.
Very much. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
No worries.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Welcome back, everyone. Halftime here at Cadder Oval at St Peter's College. It is the Goodwood Saints, 6 goals, 10-46, leading St Peter's Old Collegians 4-4-28. Just one of 5 games in the Buddy Bet Division 1 in the Adelaide Football League. As you can see, Goodwood already out, St Peter's just re-emerging. Let's have a look at Brighton, where the Bombers got back into the game in the second quarter. Old Ignatians 5-7-37, Brighton Bombers 3-7-25. Old Ignatians looking for their third Division 1 win in a row, having taken 49 seasons to win their first Division 1 game. It's funny, once you break it, it's like Queensland and the Sheffield Shield. Once you get a win, it comes a little bit easier. Big game for mine for the defending premiers at the Chateau at Campbelltown. It's Ross Trevor, Old Collegians 4-7-31, Prince Alfred 7-4-46, Prince Alfred with a 15-point lead. Here, Goody Saints by 18. The scores we're waiting on, Teach Gully and Glenunga. It was Glenunga leading early, and Payneham Port Districts was pretty even. So, Tony, you've had a bit of a half-time break to have a think about what we saw in that first half. Give us some analysis, some of the key players and what needs to change for both sides.
Well, we see Luke Donaldson out there, and he's out there just running around with the ball now, but he's been right up close with the team, and they're in a very tight huddle. And my notes pre-game and the keys to the game, I'm a mad keen Midnight Oil fan. I call it the power and the passion.
That's what you do.
And the power, if you like, is St Peter's, because up forward they've got Jock McClay, of course. In the midfield they've got Jesse O'Brien, who I saw turn on an absolute clinic against Glenunga and really got his team back into that game. And they've got the runner, which is Nick McGill. So he's like the conduit between. So there's your power. Then the passion is Goodwood. As we just saw then, coach goes out to them. When they were scoring goals last week in the last quarter up against Port District, the passion, the way the team actually gelled, and that's a hard thing. You can't just manufacture it. That comes over time, and they all get around each other and they understand each player's strengths and deficiencies, and you play to your teammates' strengths. And we've seen a couple of players pop up today, which is, from my end, because I haven't seen a lot of Goodwood. However, yes. However, Tom Anderson, of course, Scara has been sent off a couple of times there, but James Larkin, number 25, we've had Kyle Kirk come in as well with some good opportunities up forward.
Just want to thank our sponsors before we get underway. The Banner Crew, Jason, our match day sponsor. The Buddy Bet Division 1. Sip and Safe scoreboard and around the grounds. Wayfield Sports Clinic interchange. Maybe they should get the yellow cards as well. Police Credit Union, the Boundary Rider. O'Connell Meets Central Market Stats. The Simon Black Academy replay. We'll talk about our prizes that we have to give away. But the third quarter is starting. So we're going to cross to Tony Neal.
So El Swagger again. And there's a second touch there by Angus Rana in the middle. So Carter, he did the warm-up, but I can't see him out there at the moment. But Goodwood are going forward again, as they did in that first quarter. And I'll tell you what, we've seen a lot of this today. St Peter's have cut it off, turned it over. A little bit of indecision, second biggest killer on the road. In it comes, out on the indecision by the player with the ball in hand, Phil.
What,
so
turn left or turn right?
Make a quick decision and get it over and done with. Up it goes in the air, almost pulling it in the Dukes there was Cornish. Haven't called him much, but they're out now, St Peter's. The running game's off and going. Geez, that left footer is almost on the wrong side for that kick, but kicked it in front of McClay. Oh, nice kick into the goal square, just dropping short, though. Two Goodwood Saints players spoil each other, Phil.
I was about to say, they ended up fighting each other for the football in Slape and Whitelock, beating Sutcliffe to the ball. Will be a throw-in in the forward pocket, the northeast, what do you call that? The Oban pocket.
He's a bit...
Actually, that's not right, because the Oban's everywhere around here. But anyway, you know what I mean, northeast pocket.
Oh, look at the pressure.
And Mitchell trying to get some ball there. He's tackled. Umpire says, I'll take it.
Couple of players, Phil.
McClay
back
is behind, and one of those is emerged a little bit limpy.
Yeah, Whitelock was a little bit proppy before, and Zach Sanderson...
Yeah, he was the one, but certainly picked up speed when needed to ensure that's a behind. The first score of the third quarter, what have we got? 18-point deficit is now 17.
So let's see the kick in here. They'll probably go long. Reece Slape lines it up, runs out of the square. Long kick right outside the 50 there. numbers there for Goodwood Saints. Player had the ball free and gave it to Favretto under pressure, hence the kick was under pressure. First of the ball there, Kyle Kirk's playing a great game, and two of those players have just put the jets on and taken off as it comes across now to Jacob Hughes, just outside 50. So those couple of players just moved on again quickly, out into the pocket, Phil, out wide there. Good luck, that's Ollie Johnson, I reckon.
Ollie Johnson just inside 50, goes deeper into that pocket.
Anderson again, is it?
And I reckon, yeah, orange boots. Yep, I'll go with the orange boots. You can see them even without the binoculars, even without the TV camera, with the naked eye from the other end of the oval. So he's got a toughish kick here, because from here he looks like he's close to that boundary line. No breeze to deal with. And he has slotted it. He becomes the first multiple goal scorer for the Goodwood Saints. He has 2. The Saints have 7. And they march on to a 23-point lead. The game high so far is 24.
And I've spoken about their finish there a couple of weeks ago, Goodwood Saints. You know, they know how to score well and finish well in the second half of a game. So is it going to open up? But it was interesting to see St Peter's bring that ball down here as well. They got it out in the open, started the run. And if you can get it over the top of the midfield, you're out.
Well, we've got some decisions to make. Talk about indecision, Tony. We have decisions to make. Some post-match awards, which we'll discuss in a sec.
Old Swagger won that, but just a hack out of the air again. Well done there by Kyle Kirk. He's really coming to the fore there. It might have been, Jacob Hughes, as the ball goes out. Oh, tackled heavily to the ground there as well.
We got to decide a New Balance Best on Ground, $100 New Balance voucher, and of course the iconic Dartfish beanie. Simon Black Academy Player of the Game, you get the Powerade and the Archie sandals, and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen Team Player Award. I reckon it's a good day to be looking after your mates, and that brings a $100 Moseley Bar and Kitchen voucher.
I might have the Player of the Game already picked, Phil, unless something happens.
Well, so you're Jacko today.
Oh, no, don't do that to me,
Which means you pick the Best on Ground and the Team Man, and I pick the Player of the Day. So
I'll renege on that. So
okay, but I'm happy to take advice.
Yeah, here we go. Over the back, St Peter's, and nice grab, Jake Sutcliffe. Oh, they're not happy here, the Goodwood blokes. Do they understand, Phil? Never seen an umpire change his mind.
I just realised this, that Mitchell and Sutcliffe both have the aqua blue boots.
Yes.
Now, gentlemen, if you're tall marking forwards and you both got a 3 on your back, one of you change your boots. Take it away, Tony.
Mixed bag with Sutcliffe. He's kicked that one and given it a little bit. And Goody Saints players just questioning the umpire. I don't think they're discussing tonight's cross lotto numbers, but just having a bit of a discussion. He's pretty happy, Sutcliffe, but he's missed a couple as well.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, did-I, Dick? And interestingly, McClay has only got the 1 goal today, but you see he's inside 50, so it's going to be interesting. And they've also got over on the other side Luke Mitchell, so they've got 3 big pillars up forward, and they've got Jesse O'Brien standing at full forward, so really 4 big, strong players up forward. Wow.
Yeah. Getting a little dark here, as you can see. The camera probably doesn't quite show how dark it is with the light filter, but no rain. Oh, might be a little bit of rain imminent, but just the smallest of small showers.
Done that a couple of times. Sorry there, Phil. Angus Rana, he hasn't got a bad second effort. A bit like Ben Hudson used to. He'd go up and then he'd get the next ball as well. And just keep an eye on Rana here, number 17.
So we'll go again. Oh, good tap from behind, actually. Favretto then got planted into the pitch. Face first. Someone's got a towel, Andy. Yep, just checking that his hairstyle's still there. Here we go. Third time lucky. If it doesn't clear here, Tony, it's all yours.
That was old Swagger.
There you
go. I'm back on.
Yeah, back up. I struck out.
Third in a row.
Third in a row. Strike 3, I'm out. You're in.
So a lot of players around the ball. There are wingers to the left of this and to the right, and it goes in that direction. And Anderson, geez, he's tight on that player as well. He's had a good game today, Anderson. I haven't minded his game. And see, that's just him there with the orange boots, hands out. So they're the wingers. Does he step away from this pack, or does he stay within 5 to 10 metres, which then creates congestion? And you see Holtzbauer on the other side. He's right out, and Neagle wants to come in. So it's an interesting little ploy going on within the game. Goodwood Saints can't quite get it out. St Peters can. Now they're off. Nagle's sprinting down that far wing, and it's just about a turnover. It's still in. That was McGill. Gets it out. The ball on the ground in the wet. Just one kick, and bang, Reece Slape back in the middle. Nice grab. Favretto getting a lot of it. The umpire's called it back. It's actually going the other way. Couple of touches here. This is Ben McGill. Been playing reserves and a very handy player. They just couldn't get him in. Now he kicks out the brother Nick, just like in the backyard or front yard or on the road.
Rainsy here.
Very wide and into Jake Sutcliffe. Right side for a left footer, if you can work that out. He's going to run around the soccer goals here to the left. He's on his left foot. He's coming off the spare oval. Down there, have a look. He's on the spare oval. And Slape on the mark. So, going to be very deliberate. Oh, I'll tell you what, he might have seen Jock McClay at the back there.
That was a pretty good attempt.
3-3, I reckon. Pretty good doesn't cut it, Phil.
I know.
You've got to get the sausage
It was a
roll,
low
mate.
percentage shot. So he is seriously, he's probably about 3-4 of St. Peter's 5-5 at the moment. They need to find another channel, some options.
And interestingly, he ran in straight, not like the AFL where they go around the corner.
Reece Slape kicks it to the outer side. I'm interested, your professorship in the post-point analysis, Tony, whether the short kick then the long kick is better than the take a few metres and then go long. But we'll discuss, because here it comes, right back boomeranging for St. Peter's. The soccer off the ground attempt by O'Brien. Missed by probably not as much as I thought it did.
He's strapped up there. You can see his right leg just under the shorts. I've noticed he's got big strapping on that right hamstring. That's why he's playing so deep. He can hardly run on that right leg there.
1 goal, 3.
So in answer to your question, Josh Slape. Now he had 2 outriders here in the pocket. 3 actually, and he's gone long. And I tell you what, this isn't good. Reece Slape is very slow to get up in back play here, and he's just feeling his knee. So we'll keep an eye on that, Phil, as the ball on the far wing.
Well, I'm intrigued to know whether Anthony Scar has come back or not.
So St. Peter's now going through Brad Colson. Can they get a run on? He tries to thread the needle and does.
Because
to Jesse O'Brien. Sorry, Phil.
If Slape is struggling, Carter's out, and Scar's status I'm not 100% sure of, that's their interchange.
And they start, just as you say that, St. Peter's have got 2 off, 2 on, so they're going to be fresh. Player trying to run through, Schultz. He's trying to run through to get the shot on goal, because I don't think O'Brien's fancying himself. He's got the hamstring done up here, so he's going to struggle with the kick. Hence, that just goes off. He just had to punch at that. He's really struggling with that right leg there, Phil, as well. So a little bit starting to happen now as we're 10 minutes into this quarter. You see Josh Slape just in the pocket there. Reece is going to take the kick in. Let's see how his knee goes.
1 goal, 4 to 1 straight. At the moment, Saints are having their moment, but they're not putting it on the board. And they have a bit of catch-up work to do, trailing. Well, they got it back to 14 points. It was out to 23, 24 earlier. Neagle returned. So they've worked out, it's been down this part of the field for a while, but St. Peter's can't get a mark. I mean, this is where don't go for goal, put it to the top of the square just like that. Umpire's found a free, however, or has found the need to re-straighten up.
Jake Suckler, he's throwing that further than he can kick.
Well, if football doesn't work out, he could always play quarterback somewhere in the Gridiron SA comp.
He locked his mark too. Even Slape were having a bit of a giggle about that. But I think this is Allen, is it? I reckon.
Tell you in a sec. He's, again, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure about the tactic, Tony, of having the low percentage shots as opposed to putting it to the top of the square. That's 1 goal, 5. And Saints have hardly, and none of those have been real gettable goals. They've all been long distance from high accuracy, from high degrees.
So long kicking and a towering mark there. That was a great grab to young number 26 there, Will Clark. So holds up play, allows everyone to get back and picks out Holtzbauer on that wing. If he can just maybe chip it short and get it back. So they go in. Favretto has it, not in a real dangerous position. Holtzbauer does run on, but he's so wide, he's almost in the grandstand, so they're really congested up. There's the short kick into Anderson. So it's a real game of cat and mouse here. The next kick's important because needs to hit a target. And coming forward,
does.
that's a nice grab. So that's Jacob Hughes. So they've just worked their way around that flank. Oh, floating kick in. And I think Big Carter's up forward there, is he?
But the thing is, that wasn't going for goal. That was putting it in a spot where maybe they can get a mark or a snap. Let's go to Lambo.
Anthony Scarra has got yellow carded twice, so he's got a red card now, boys. He's out the game. That's number 19 for Goody Saints. And Tommy Carter's strapped up, the big ruckman who came off of an ankle injury. He's ready to go. Back to you, boys.
So they're down 1. And Scarra's a big miss. And that's the first time in my time doing this that I've seen someone get 2 yellows and be redded, which is normally how it works in most sports. Out of all of that, we've got a shot on goal here. And
Heitman, I reckon.
no, it's 20-something. It's 21.
Oh, that's Favretto, sorry.
Yeah. And again, this is the low percentage shot.
21 looks like 5.
They've had 19 behinds between them.
He's put it high, hasn't he?
He's given it a burl. And in the end, off hands, touched, throw in.
In front of the science, physiology, astronomy section of the school over there, Phil. I found that out at half time.
I'm surprised Lambert hasn't gone and checked out what they do teach over in that building.
The cuts. Righto.
Well, I feel like now it's time to send a cheerio to Jacko at Fiji.
Not sure they got the internet over there, but where Jacko is.
If you're watching, Jacko, hope you're enjoying and having a well-deserved break, mate.
So Goodwood Saints, just on the 50. Look at Carter. He can't get up. He just tries to put a body in. Not real mobile on that ankle. So, a player slammed into the ground. It comes out. There's a lot of players around this ball. Maybe made for the little men out there, running and jumping. It's the rolling maul, as we call it. Back in it comes. A player used his body well, and that was Jesse O'Brien. I spoke about him. Might have been Schultz, actually, but... Geez, look at McClay. He's put the Jets on as well. He's got a player on the outside. The only worry with coming outside is you can tend to go a bit boundary-ish, and it comes in and Slape in front. So you just congest up your space when you run outside. It's an easy kick. Slape's looking inside, which is more direct.
He's got the big ruckman. Should they swap Sutcliffe and McClay around a bit?
Anyway, down there.
That's just a thought.
Down the. Oh, jeez, that is
goodness.
A spoil of monumental.
Glad he had a helmet on. That was Neagle, I think. Oh, no, it wasn't Neagle. That was Ben McGill who got collected. Who was that by? James Larkin.
It was a fair hit, that one. Well, not fair, but a big hit.
No, exactly. Anything but.
Nick McGill. Now, let's see. They're setting up around the outside, and all the players now trying to swarm across. This is where the midfield's got to work to get across, to get numbers, or come straight down the ground. See, McClay's just out of this lead. He's not going to be able to lead into this pack, so it goes forward. Oh, taken high there. And that's Jack Carter. Doesn't go behind the mark, so he has to go back. Umpire will call it back. Players down the ground, playing their own little game. But the trouble with that was the players here couldn't get across the ground quick enough, and they were outnumbered. So Carter, he's got Slape really backward here if he wants, but I don't think he'd go here. So just a high kick to the 50-50. 2 hands will win it. Doesn't. Goodwood Saints have got numbers. Player will come inside. Oh, over the top. That ball hung in the air a long time, and that player was caught in trouble. Holtzbauer now in the rain out there. McGill, here's the link up that he does. Oh, player couldn't get the second handball, so he put himself under pressure. Sanderson's been a little bit slow out there. The reason being, I reckon he's got a cork. Oh, take it in the back there. So they're standing up now, Goodwood. Can they push forward again? Hold a 13-point lead. And this is James Larkin. Once again, it's that high kick that just fades at the end. Oh, player coat hanger there in front of the person with the umbrella. Umpire called it on. That ball has hardly moved. Up and down, but 80-metre kick, 40 up, 40 down. They're trying to come inside here, Goodwood, and manufacture something. I think the wind might have come up a little bit there too, Phil. You can see the trees and the ball holding up. Space now.
Yeah, it sits with Kirk.
Oh,
Dobs it into the hot spot. A lot of blue there, though. And they got a chance for St. Peter's to clear. They got 2 in the grandstand pocket here. Now it sits for Coulson. He gets the hand pass on. Oh, Hargrave slipped at a bad moment. I'm not exactly sure how that ends up a free, but the Saints keep the ball. It's with Benny McGill. He drops it right down the throat of Ollie Johnson, right in the, well, I can't say the tea saucer because there's no lines there at all. It's just the muddy cricket pitch area. A little bit of rain here at the moment. I don't think it'll last. We'll just refresh the players and make that ball a little bit more slippery. Kick around the body, right by the line. Does not score. It's going to be a throw-in front of the licensed area here at Caterer Oval.
And just to the left of the ground there, Kyle Kirk, about a minute ago, got flattened. He's been very slow to get up. He's back up now, but that last ball that was out that side of the ground, I don't think he really wanted it to come to him because he's still a bit ginger, and up go the big jutes. I reckon that was Schultz or players falling before they got to the ball. Look at the congestion. I'll tell you what, a hack out of there. Jacob Hughes, unable to get it through, but it could just be the lead that's handy for them at the moment. 14 points, I reckon it is. So they're just pushing up that little bit, Phil.
Yep, this quarter, Saints have kicked 1 goal 5. St. Peter's have scored 1 goal 5. Goodwood Saints have scored 1 goal 1. That's a long clearing kick into some space. Getting there first, but not really getting the control was Whitelock. Picked up by the man in blue. Looking for Mitchell, who's been moved up. Sutcliffe slowly getting over in some support. Now peels off. And in the end, because of that, a fairly easy defensive clearance by Goodwood. They're at the defensive end of the centre square, sitting with Slape, and they seem calm, a bit calmer, Goodwood, and happy to look at different options. This one towards the boundary. Whitelock picks it up, and as he does, steps over the line. So 19 minutes gone. A few kids down the end there. I wonder if they're boarders. Are there boarders around the place here at Saints? Or maybe a late game of footy coming up here for some of the kids? I don't know. Anyway, we're back in the action. And Tony, it's a 5 minutes that really hasn't produced a lot.
So that's a scramble kick forward again, almost a screwy. That's a good set of jukes. A couple of these players have stood up, and that's Will Clark. Just all of a sudden you see him, but it's this. It just comes undone. So player dropped afterwards, and a little bit of fun and games. Josh Slape, and this is where they need the ball, Mason Ellis, but it needs to now make a connection and go through, not make a connection then come back out again. But of course that kick drifts away. You see the flag up on the spire there, just drops away. A bit of a nothing kick, hasn't helped the team. I reckon that's McGill again. Nick McGill, everywhere man. And he's put it out over there. There's a couple of kids doing homework in the background. Caught cheating. Anyway, umpire's going to throw it in. Carter it is. He probably won't get off the ground. And he can't do much after that ball hits the ground. Just be a bullocky body. Oh, player manhandled Nick McGill to get past, to get to that Oliver Johnson. That was a little bit funny to watch. Once again, look at the players around the ball there, Phil.
And those kids, I mean, you wouldn't get detention on a Saturday afternoon, would you?
Don't think so.
Don't think so? No. Never had too much of that issue at school. Right now, there's a bit of an issue getting some clear kickers. The rain has just sort of dropped the skill level a bit. Someone just laid an egg there. Came out to Gibson. Not sure about that for a hand pass, but it got to someone else, and that's headed towards the Umbrella Brigade.
Have a look at these supporters. That is fantastic, isn't it?
Die hard is what I would consider them. There's a nice, comfy grandstand, not too far away.
So umpire on that far side getting plenty of work now. Looks to throw it in. A little bit of a mismatch. Favretto's having to take the ruck for Goodwood there, so up against Oldswagger. I'd like to see Oldswagger maybe dominate a little bit more here. He's got an opportunity. He's looking a bit fatigued, actually, hands on head, 21 minutes into the quarter. Goodwood Saints player. One thing, Phil, the game has got very scrambly at times here, and the umpire's really letting it go and giving players, look, the upside, an opportunity to get it out. Or player tackled the ground, doesn't have it. Player then dropped it, and the second one is the call.
Who was that with the tackle? It's not Anderson. Like he's providing some support.
One of the Slapes, is it?
Turn around, son.
No.
Of course, it turns around the other way.
You see the replay here, Phil.
I'll watch live. You watch the replay. See who gets there. I reckon it might be Ellis.
Ooh, player taking it. Geez, he just dived at that. I reckon you might be right too. Yep, Ellis it is. Opportunity. Steps in. Oh, he kicks it high. High and handsome, if you don't mind, umpire. And that is a goal to Mason Ellis. He's on the board, and we'll hear from Lambo.
Goody Saints by 20 points, boys, at the 22-minute mark. They're just doing all those little things better. Quick hands, chasing, and the smotherings. And that's the difference all day. Back to you, boys.
We do thank Lambo. Thanks to the Police Credit Union, our boundary rider crosses. And my question is, look, there's a couple, Houtsbauer and Clark. They are the interchange for Goodwood at the moment. They're down 1. And we have seen Slape a little bit proppy.
Sanderson at times,
Sanderson and Carter. Do they have enough to get home? They certainly have the buffer.
There he is again, second time the ruckman, and that was Angus Rana. He's done that on just for the people watching. He's done that a couple of times.
Climbing up in your balance best on ground, wouldn't he, Tony?
Well, not quite that good, Phil, but his second efforts certainly are there, and you know, things like that, just that second possession keeps them in the game. So we'll have another look at him maybe here in the ruck. Up against Big McClay there. In he comes to the side there. He just punches it. That's a Goodwood free. That player came running from about 20 metres away to get that possession, and this is the kind of football it'll be, just anything to get it forward. You won't see too much too fancy unless the player's got what we call time and space. Otherwise, you'll just see the hacks forward like this. So just a hack forward to 50-50. Bounces fortuitously, but it did an underspin. So it actually slipped back towards that player. Didn't roll on. So there's lots of things that happen differently on a wet day compared to dry.
Luke Donaldson there. 24 minutes gone in the third. Been a good quarter for Goodwood. They've extended their lead. I think they've won every quarter so far. And the Saints certainly had their time with it early, but only convert 1 goal out of 6 shots.
Favretto, he's had a great game as well. I reckon he's going to be up there, to be honest. Number 21. He's had a great game. Mason Ellis has been in around it. Reece Slape's had a great game. Tom Anderson out on that wing. Just a few there for Goodwood. In it comes. No one at the back. That's my pet hate. There's the ball. There's why you need a player behind the ruck throwing. If ever there was timing, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Get someone there. The centreman, so they don't have to cover too much ground, Phil. They shouldn't be the boundary side of a throw-in. They should be behind the ruckman anyway. St Peters are out. Here they go, and guess what? It's gone straight to Goodwood. Oh, Mason Eagle now deliver, son, because he's got time and space, and he's a great kick. That's what you can do with a wet ball that just hits the ground.
Sutcliffe and Slape, great battle there. Slape won it because Sutcliffe didn't get the ball. Sutcliffe kept his feet well and stayed in the contest to bottle it up, not allow Sanderson to escape.
That could be the best 20 seconds of commentary I've ever had, Phil. Fair dinkum. Continue on.
There's the ball. Well, I guess you start with a... Here's a snap chance for Coulson. High, wide, not particularly handsome. Another behind. I know I'm sounding like a broken record, broken record.
Spit it
but
out,
it's
Phil.
1 goal, 6 for the quarter, and the Saints are kicking themselves. St Peters are kicking themselves out of this
Great
contest.
take. They haven't had it down here very much either, just in recent times. Look at them run here. The big numbers come in. Favretto, Jacob Hughes goes down. Guess what? Turnover. So, Coulson it is. Into the middle. Guess what? He's given it straight up. Really impressed with this kid too, Kyle Kirk.
He's got to be up there.
Wow. In it goes. Oh, Ellis. This is the pressure. These are 2 top teams in Division 1. You just can't get that run into a goal like that. Great pressure. They turn it around. Charlie Dowling has it.
It's first versus 6th on the ladder, but it's been anything like that today. And I think that's a good story of just how even on any given Saturday
He's got to
this
hit a
Buddy
target.
Bet Division 1 is. Tony.
Sorry, Phil. Just with Mason Eagle ball in hand and time and space, he's got to hit a target. This is what I was talking about with that wet weather before. If you do get a bit of time and space, you can hit targets. So there he goes, Neagle. I'd rather see him kick than handball. This is a difficult one because there's congestion. So he has to put it up and hope for the big flyers. But that's a hard ball to grab. He's pushed out player early to Goodwood, and that'll be a free kick Goodwood's way. Body on body.
Just check the radar. I think we're done with rain for the rest of the broadcast.
Beautiful. Lou Whitelock it is. What time's that helicopter landing too, Phil? Hang on, I've had a flashback there. Lou Whitelock it is. Nice little kick too. So possession versus possession now. If you get time and space, use possession. Hold on to the ball.
Not quite. I mean, it's a 19-point lead, but it just feels that little bit bigger.
That ball swung too. Look at that.
Off hands.
How's little McGill there put his hand up from about 30 metres away, calling for it on the full.
Oh, he's probably
That's
60
Ben McGill.
metres closer to it than we are, so maybe he saw something we didn't. Again, Tony, the ball bounced out the back. There we go again, and there are Saints to collect.
Yep.
Getting a big hand on that was Reece Slape, saved to St. Peter's mark.
No one to
Good
handball
work,
to.
ground level, Ben McGill. Straight to
tackle.
Coulson, he's into trouble, holding the ball. And the Goodwood Saints defence hold firm once again.
Scott Blessing, that was a great tackle, Phil.
St. Peter's average over 100 points a game. They're 40 at near three-quarter time.
So Blessing just pops that ball up in the air. Players set themselves, big pack, just one hand, won't do it again. Player out the back, best position, and Goodwood Saints are now onto him. So that was Harry Kermore that got hold of that. This is what I was talking about before there, Phil. As you said, first verse 6, but it doesn't feel that way. That pressure on the ball carrier, if you get in time and space, great. But if you don't, you're in a lot of trouble out here. There's Mason Eagle, just a pressured kick. Oh, the ball's going to bounce here. They have got a spare back. Lou Whitelock is the spare for Goodwood Saints, just quietly. So there he is coming into frame now. Numbers, Holtzbauer on the outside here. Got to hit a target. Just comes around the corner. Doesn't quite, so it's a scramble ball at centre half forward. Players slow to get up in back play there. Goodwood Saints, player pushed and handballed all in one. Oh, charging in around these. That was very good play there. They're off here. Round it comes smothered. Big McClay's lurking in the background. He's umpiring. He's calling for the ball. I reckon that's Favretto again. Round he comes. Oh, unable to take it right on the siren. Poor old Kyle Kirk. And no score. 29-minute quarter. And just hands on hips of a few players out there as we go into the break. And thank you to our magnificent sponsor, Buddy Bet there, Division 1.
Goodwood Saints 8 goals 11, St. Peter's 5 goals 10 that quarter. Goodwood Saints kicked 2 goals 1, St. Peter's 1 goal 6. The goal scorers for Goodwood Saints: 2 to Tom Anderson, singles to Kirk, Ellis, Rana, Scara, Favretto and Larkin. I'll give you Saints after the break. This is the Adelaide Footy League.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
three-quarter time here for match of the day at St Peter's. Goody Saints up by 19 points, and they've done it all well for the first three quarters. They've tackled, they've chased, the pressure has been absolutely fantastic, and especially their on-ballers. St Peter's, well, what they've got to do to get back in this game in the last quarter, it's got to start in the centre, and their run-on players have got to work harder. And if they can do that and get up to the big boys like McClay, etc., they can do some damage. But Goody Saints have got all the answers at the moment, and I feel they can maintain this and go out and win the game. It's been a good game overall, but last quarter anything can happen. Still got good conditions here today. Back to you, Phil and Tony. Really good commentating today, and I'll see you after the game, boys.
Thanks for that, Lambo, and of course brought to us by the Police Credit Union. Some sip and save scores around the grounds. Very interesting, always interesting afternoons in the Buddy Bet Division 1. But Brighton and Old Ignatians has narrowed. Old Ignatians by 4 points.
Ooh.
For me, a make or break game for Prince Alfred at Rocks. Rocks have hit the front and have a 10-point lead, 56 to 46. And Glenunga, Teacher Gully, Port District, Payne, we're still waiting for Play HQ to be updated. Here, it's the Goodwood Saints, 8-11-59, St Peter's 5-10-40. 19 points, Tony. Is it enough?
Well, it could be, and it's such an open Division 1. We keep talking about this. Is this an upset for St Peter's? Maybe from their end, yes, but Goodwood Saints, I would expect no. They come prepared. They come prepared to play and prepared to win. They had a good win last week over Port Districts, and they've come in form and said, okay, whatever St Peter's throw at us, we'll be ready for it. We'll do our matchups. We'll play our game plan versus their game plan. It becomes a bit of a game of tactics between the ears for the coaches. And at this point, Luke Donaldson's got the chocolates at the moment. They're a bit hamstrung. He's talking to Big Carter. You see Carter just limping down now. And Luke's actually still in the middle of the ground. It looks like he's going to play almost as they break. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah, go right.
Intent and purpose. Immediately, see ball, get and deliver. The second one is intent and purpose is during, so get the scoreboard ticking over. And the third one, intent and purpose, is the siren. So what is the result of our process that we want at the end of the day?
What do you want
Goodwood Saints
what do you want the players to do to the siren?
Result of your process and plan to the final
Go
siren.
and steal the siren. Okay.
No,
I'm only joshing, Tony. It's all good, mate. Love to have. Great to have you. Great to have you with me today.
Don't warm me up. I got my notes there, Phil.
You have always got your notes, mate. I come to absolutely need it. I'll leave you with one stat. I mentioned it at the start. Final quarter so far this season. Goodwood are very strong finishers, have outscored their opponents 16 goals to 8. They hold a 3-goal lead. 1 quarter away from possibly their first road win of 2022.
Have a look here. Favretto on the right. If they win it, he'll get it. McGill on the left. If they win it, he'll get it. They're both on their favourite side for the ball. What do? They touch each other. Olschwager gives it out. Neither of those two players I mentioned got near it. They're playing on each other. And now St Peter's are going forward, Phil.
They are indeed.
Here's a go.
Here's Sutcliffe. He needs to get accurate very quickly, and he does. Saints needed the first. They got it within 21 seconds. That is his 4th on the day.
Could have kicked 7.
He's got 4 goals too, so you could be quite correct. Much needed one for St Peter's. Game on at Caterer Oval.
Yeah, well, we spoke before, didn't we? You know, you lose a couple on the interchange, and we talk about fitness. I think Goodwood have got the fitness, no worries there, but that start out of the middle, under a minute. You see Olschwager really I know I keep up on him, he's really out on the right there, and that's the way he hit that last ball out in the space. You see McGill now and Favretto on the left, or McGill's on the left now, waiting for that tap. Goes 0-0. There's the second one. McGill's going to hunt it. There he goes into the pack there. So you can start to see a little pattern happening. He did take a player in the back, and he's having a very good game too, Mason Ellis.
What else am I hearing?
So this is Jacob Hughes, I would suggest. Geez, he pushes that ball really long there, and Schultz in front punches. A hack forward by Goodwood. Out in the space. Player just controlled that ball enough. Gets it around. That's a dangerous position. St Peter's can't take it. They're under pressure here, St Peter's. Goodwood Saints have got a sniff and just dribbles out. So can we see it go toing and froing here, Phil? Goal for goal.
13 points the margin. 2 minutes into the final quarter.
Good Carter limping.
Rain's done for the day. Maybe they've dried the ball off. Saw the second quarter when the rain left us, the skill level improved.
Oh.
Big tackle from Nick McGill.
Yeah, he's a goer.
And he's fired up and has got the Saints off and rolling. Looking for Ben. Ben's going to be outmarked by Kane Cornish. Goodwood are going to send it back from whence it came. Cornish looks up. What's my best option? Goes for the hot spot. I reckon that's always where you should go if nowhere else. The Saints have some numbers. Again, McGill there through some hands to Duncan. They clear Tony once again.
Yeah, once again out to Tom Anderson, who's having a mighty game out there on the wing. And he's just going to load up here. He's got Fevretto short. Geez, he's waited a long time. This is an indecision. Kick it to one of them, but he doesn't. So in the end, it's a wasted ball because it just bombs up into a big pack. Player's gone down. Player holding his knee there. So both players a little bit ginger getting up, and I hope he's all right there, James Duncan. Really limping on the back of this pack. A lot of players around the ball. Carter can't get to it, and he ends up holding a play there. He's just struggling to get around with his mobility and ends up giving it away. And he's a tall, big player, this Oldswagger up close in his first game. Typical ruckman style. Nice kick, though, underneath. Can it go out of bounds? Over the top they go. Anderson just a hack around the corner. It's fortuitous. And this is Will Clark with ball in hand. Phil.
Too far out to score. Next kick is absolutely critical. He's going to put it up to the hot spot. Clark's lurking.
Carter.
Carter!
Grab.
And as much as St. Peter's are claiming they got a mid on it, Carter has claimed it. And the big man, who hasn't had the impact he was expecting, he's had some ankle issues, but he's come back out to go up forward and do exactly that. Clunk one and maybe kick the important steadier.
Can he do it, Phil? Come on.
25 metres out. Slide angle. Looks too wide to the right. And it has been a behind fest here at Caterer this afternoon.
So Schultz has gone down the ground. They look like they're just going to load up and try and run and carry and get that ball forward. Can Goodwood hold it up? They've got a player free out here. Just trying to see whether they've got a player free back again this quarter. It's probably a bit early. Whitelock is just trotting out to the wing. So real game of cat and mouse. They're coming forward again here, Goodwood. Player Kirk, he's had a really good game as well. Couldn't take it. Holtzbauer now. Geez, look at him down up. He just bounced there. Sharp kick. Oh, and unable to take that. That was a spearing kick in. Lucas Hughes, we haven't called a lot of today, but he's been lively at times, Phil, in around that forward line. See, Carter here is going to put his body in up against Oldswagger. He's just going to protect the ball drop. If we get a good throw in, drops short so he can't get to it. Taps it out, around they come. Geez, someone get hold of him. He's ran through 3 or 4 there, Jacob Hughes, and high, wide and handsome on the full, Phil, like yourself.
Yeah, Carter is still not moving with any smooth grace. He's hobbling his way around the forward area, but when it's close as in tight, you're going to have to move at speed. You just have to impose some physicality. He's right into it. So maybe one for the Team Man Award, putting up with the pain, Tony, and contributing. Anyway, that's your choice, as it is with Cudmore. Cudmore's got Macleay in the grandstand pocket. He goes bang, but goes across the face of goals. Still chasing after it. Neagle's in the vicinity, so Sutcliffe. Battling hard there. Almost a one-man band was Reece Slate. Somewhere there's a free kick given away. It will be against Slate. That is a great defensive effort because somehow he found himself outnumbered 2-1. Not only did he force a noosal situation, he actually won the ball and the free kick.
So he kicks very high down that wing and a big pack forms. No one able to take it. Holtzbauer drops to the ground first. See how slow the other players are getting up off the ground now. So it's going to take a war of attrition here. Oldswagger it is, just gets himself up and he'll be up against Angus Rayner. But there's a free kick here. Player popping back now. And kicks it in. Doesn't go as deep as he intended, but tell you what, it's gone straight.
But that's the better kick.
That'll do.
That's
Jock
what
McClay.
Saints were kicking it too deep all day. Now
Yep.
they get a shot in front 20 metres out. It's a high percentage shot.
This could bring them a fair bit closer now. 6 points, of course, but that'll make it 8 points total in difference if they get this one to coming home with the wet sail.
If there's one, no, I won't put the mockers on him. I won't.
All right, let's see. Well, he's kicked 6 last week, so he should know what he's doing. Anyway,
One today.
Well, geez, he wobbles the ball around a fair bit, but that's a nice kick. And look at him celebrate. He has gone off, and that's his second. And they are starting to just come home a little bit here. Goodwood Saints under a little bit of pressure. They've had the ball down and unable to score.
Let's go, thanks to Police Credit Union, down to Lambo.
Saints kicked the first 2 goals, only 8 points the difference, guys. Sensational game here in the last quarter, and also no major injuries on both sides. The Sepp Scara's off. He's got change. He's ready to go to the disco tonight. See you soon, guys.
Yeah. Well, I guess that is one advantage of getting 2 yellow cards. You get early entry to the disco. There you go. Back in the middle, Tap Tirana, who's been good, really in Carter's absence against the two younger players going out in the ruck most of the day. Umpire's seen a free for a bit of a push. It's gone to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in Ben McGill. Now, look, I love players with helmets because it's one player I'm going to be able to identify, no problems. On to Moriarty. He breaks loose of his defender, kicks towards the pocket in the classroom area. Picked up. Is this Hargraves maybe with the shot? And just like that, just got to pick up the player. I think it is Hargraves. That's the one they're going around and clapping. Just like that, Saints have kicked a couple back-to-back, and we have got ourselves, Tony Neal, a 2-point ball game. It is on the Sip and Save scoreboard. Goodwood Saints, 8 goals, 12-60. St. Peter's Old Collegians, 8 goals, 10-58. That's the Sip and Save scoreboard. 1 hour delivery, 7 days a week.
Yeah, so they're right back in it, aren't they? And early in the quarter, only 9 minutes in, so they really need to get a wriggle here on Goodwood, and out it comes again, Ed Allen, so banged it onto the boot. They've got a sniff here, St. Peter's, and momentum will get you going, and I talked about intent and purpose, and here it is, Phil. They're intent on getting that ball forward. Wingers have come in, a lot of numbers around the ball again.
Well, they've had 3 goals in the space of 9 minutes. Goodwood Saints have kicked 1 behind and 1 out on the full.
Thanks for that. I can adjust my score now. So,
and a chance again to go forward. This occasion was Edward Allen. Everybody, fair bit of pressure on the umpires just at the moment. There is a free kick found. Will go the way of Goodwood Saints. Jacob Hughes to pick it up.
Just might relieve a bit of pressure here, but once again we spoke about this. Don't bomb, but there's not much movement at the moment. Not a lot to give to.
Tucks the ball under just to dry it a little bit. Goes out to the wing. Has a free player. Quick movement downfield. Looking and finding Will Clark. He's on the edge of 50. On the Hackney Road wing here at St. Peter's. Through some hands by the boundary line. No one can collect it. They want it came off his boot. They want deliberate. They just want the ball. And getting up a little bit proppy is Mason Ellis. So some of the Goodwood players are running on fumes here at the moment, Tony Neal.
Big Tommy Carter just takes it out of the pack because he heard the call behind. They do a lot of this, Goodwood. They go backward to go forward, if that makes sense, because the players are back there. You'll see now there's no one back behind this player. So it's a hack forward. Player streaming out, and he's got not a bad set of dukes. Strong play in here, but they're over, and umpire's given a free kick
Push
here.
in the back.
And this is number 25, James Larkin, quite lively. If ever they need a goal now, you can see a couple of the Goodwood Saints players with hands on hips and hands on knees.
Has one.
Has one. So, James Larkin, probably going to kick from 30. I'll tell you what, though, a few players have had a few problems today this close to goal.
Yeah, goal kicking has been an issue for both sides at times this afternoon.
So very deliberate. Doesn't move it around much. Nice drop. Sausage roll, you would call that. I wouldn't say a steadier because they're only just up on the scoreboard, but nice enough. And that was Will Clark. Or was it Lucas Hughes?
No, it was a Will Clark.
It was Will Clark.
Oh, sorry, a Will Larkin. James Larkin. 25.
James Larkin.
25.
Correct.
Let's go to Lambo.
James Oliver with his second goal for Goody. Steady the ship. 8 points of difference now. Great game of footy, boys. Back to you.
Well, it was someone, Phil.
Well, no, because there was a number change along the way, but we're all good. Anyway, at the end of the day, that stops the run of three St. Peter's goals. I don't think it was a steadier. Just gives Goodwood Saints a tiny buffer back, 8 points. Still plenty of time to go. 12 minutes into this final quarter. It's the Saints free. There's a clunk. What a grab by Will Clark right in front, 40 metres out. Ooh, I've got Kyle Kirk's crumbing goal in the second quarter as the play of the day. If he converts this, that's going to be right up there, Tony Neal. We look forward to the Simon Black replay of that once he's had the shot. But right now...
An important time, Phil, of the game to take
Forget about the mark. It's all about the kick. To get the margin back over 10 points out to 14. Virtually straight in front from 48. Jeez. Distance not a problem. They love it at Goodwood.
I think
the horns are honking, and Will Clark has his first. And that is a contender for the Simon Black Academy play of the game.
I think it's the grab and the goal.
It's the combo.
And the time that he did it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's the situation.
Yep.
As we see the replay there, yep.
Pretty happy. Good on him, young lad.
I'm just going to have to, having written that down, I'm going to have to cross it out, I think.
He's shown a couple of times, he's got some good jukes anyway, but he's shown a couple of times he's gone for leaps and hasn't quite clunked it, and something like that can just, give him the momentum now. He might get another one or two yet, so round it comes. Players in the middle of the ground, so we could be seeing a shootout here. Oh, swung right around McClay, he's missed the ball, and that's really good play there as well. Zach Sanderson, Sanderson, as it comes around the outside, right down that wing. St. Peter's first to it. Schultz is under pressure, but one player hung back. Schultz has gone for about a 20-metre dive in the background there. Through they come again. They're setting up again here, Phil.
They are looking for the runner. At centre half forward, the ball drops a little bit, spills in the hands of Cornish. Where'd that one go? Oh, he's found the target. This is Clark. Some younger legs are helping him a little bit at the moment, I think.
He's looking at
He's quite happy just to keep it away from St. Peter's with a shorter kick into the pocket. Half-forward flank to Josh Slate. You can see the scoreboard there, the Sip and Save scoreboard. Goody Saints 10-12, St. Peter's 8-10. There's us, the broadcast van. Hello. Hi, Mom. As Slate's kick finds the target. This is all... They've done this better than St. Peter's all day, Goodwood, in terms of moving the ball methodically to the right spot. That's right, kick it. I just have one of my teammates there. But Neagle's kick's been partially smothered. Turn over to Hughes. Can he make the Saints pay? No. Johnny Reid got a fist on it to get away from Carter.
He just couldn't,
behind.
Sorry, Phil. He just couldn't get the spin of that ball right. He knew what he wanted to do across his body, but he didn't kick it high and hard enough and hit it right on the end point, and it just spun into the goal square. But it's exciting, isn't it? Sorry to jump in there. So Schultz it is now. You'll guarantee he'll come out of the square, which he does. He's going to go to the barrel. There it goes. Doesn't quite hit it correctly, so it only goes 80 metres. Anyway,
that's pretty good, actually.
Into the centre circle, and that's Luke Mitchell. But they've gone wide out here, and Lockie De Cesare, we haven't caught a lot of him. He's had to run around the corner. That's a nice kick from out there. McClay sets himself. Can't quite take it. It's on the ground, bobbling around. This is Ben McGill. He puts it back inside. There's a shot on goal, and it's a wide shot. And look at McClay. He's generalising out there. He's pointing here and there. Fill a spot. We're going to be an exciting last 9 or 10 minutes here with 58-73 on the scoreboard, as you can see, 15 points.
Goodwood Saints by 15, 16 and a half gone. That's on the Sip and Save scoreboard, 1 hour delivery, 7 days a week. Our match day sponsor, we thank Jason and the Banner crew for helping bring this game to you all around the world. Even Fiji might be watching some today. It comes to Duncan for St. Peter's. His kick to the top of the square. Is that a clunk from behind? No, it's not.
Tom Carter.
I reckon
Jack
it's
Carter,
the other
maybe.
Carter, Jack, yes.
Jack, safe pair of hands, wouldn't it?
Go away, he's saying. Clear out of here. Get lost. I have the ball, and I'm going to go long.
Ooh, wow. That's a long kick, all right. And Altschwager, haven't seen enough of that today. Nice mark. If he can take a mark like that, get him around the ground. The players hover for him. Round it comes Charlie Dowling. Oh, not quite connected in the back play there. Oh, big, huge pack. Goodwood Saints off hands, taken the ground. Scott Blessing right in front of the huge crowd up the back there. They've all come to life wearing their beautiful blue hats up there, the St. Peter's boys. There's both coaches. What a great shot that is. And I'll tell you what, their heart rates will be up 150, 160 at the moment. As out it comes again. Favoretto's had a great game. He's my best for Goody Saints at the moment. But it's come back. Very athletic looking, this lad, Johnny Reid. I saw him last year as well. And, it's come through. They can't quite get it up here, St. Peter's. They need the conversion here. That'll do. A hack out. Nice kick in. That's a good spot to get a ball. And player at the back takes a mark. That was a good spot.
Ed
and
Allen.
This is Sutcliffe again. Yeah, and he's a handy player, Ed Allen. That's clever football.
So if he kicks this, is this Jake Sutcliffe?
Correct. He'll be
He'd
lining
have
up
5.
5-3, and goodness knows how many he's
And
had a go at. Yeah.
best on 5. Got to put into some sort of calculation.
You've got to look at who feeds him as well. But anyway, here he goes. There he goes. And straight through the high diddle. So they're back in to contention.
Back.
There's another goal here. They've kicked 4 in this quarter. They had 4 up to half time.
Yeah, and they've kicked 4 without a miss. Now, one of them went out of bounds and was on the full was a kick in, but they've converted opportunities and are right back in this. 1 goal, 3 the difference. Plenty of time for anything and anyone to step up.
So 5-4 after half time in goals. So they're only 1 more in front in the second half, St. Peter's. But as a whole, they're getting a lot closer. So 9 points in and still a fair way to go yet.
So
Ball hits the ground, sorry.
Rucks go to it. And right now, it's a very important clearance to get.
So St. Peter's player number 10 there, just in back play. He's on his own. Not sure that he's on the wing, but he's sort of he's starting to be that little bit of a spare. Now he trots off forward if they get the ball. So he's going to be out of the play if Goodwood Saints get it, but very dangerous if St. Peter's get it. Now he's standing just 20 metres off the ball, and Anderson comes to pick him up.
And the Eagles playing boundary side on the other part of the wing from Holtzbauer. But nowhere near as open as Moriarty was on that occasion. But it spills to Anderson. Anderson the kick, and Johnny Reid stands tall, takes a critical mark. All right, Saints have it. On to Toby Schulz, half-back flank. Holzbauer standing the mark there.
Done that a lot today. Holzbauer on the mark.
He's been around the place a lot today. Kick into a nest of Saints of the opposition variety. Manages to be held in there. Umpire says, come in and I'll ball it up. And now we start looking at the clock, Tony. 20 and a half minutes gone. A 5-goal quarter and a 9-point margin.
So it comes forward again for Goodwood here. 1-on-1. Great battle. Oh, not able to take it was Hughes. Just spills out. Holtzbauer gliding by. This is a go backward on that 45. A pinch little kick in. Oh, Holtzbauer just not able to take the ball there.
Oh, of course, on footy, Tony, you've got some decisions to make as we'll have a throw in. I reckon the Goodwood Saints are a goal away from sealing it. St. Peter's 2 goals away from, well, Goody Saints seal it. St. Peter's, if they get 2 goals, would steal it. Moriarty has to avoid
great tackle.
Couldn't do it. Hard on the ball on Kyle Kirk, who has been pretty good today. And he has a chance to seal the deal for mine. straight in front, and he will take all the time he wants. Don't think we even have a 30-second clock here in the Adelaide Footy League for shots on goal. Interesting, Tony. No one tall on the mark, I think. Oh, yes, they are now. So it will be Moriarty on the mark.
He might be my team player award as well, because just loved his game today. The little bits that he's come into play, he's done some important
For
stuff.
the win!
Good on you, lad.
He delivers.
Yep.
And I reckon
Oh, you've gone early, Phil.
It'll be the Goodwood Saints that will be marching in tonight.
Well, this is what I talked about when I talked about the power and the passion. So they all get around them. They all celebrate big. It's not over yet, but they're really doing a good job. Nick Favretto, that's his second, was it, as well? Nick Favretto really loved his game in around, not so much just in the middle, he's number 21 in there, but even around the ground. He's picked up possessions all around the ground. You know, you put him up against Nick McGill there, number 9 to the left of screen, who's on his own. If Oldswagger gets this, see if I can pick it. There he goes, McGill, bang. Wasn't a clean hit to him, but it was a clean hit when he got it. But that's the sort of stuff. So you set your structures up. Just gets ridden by the ruckman there as they stand up. Now you get the congestion. Watch for Favretto, number 21 in here. Doesn't happen. Forward they go. Just banged. Umpire's called something here, and it is a free. They'll slow this down. Goodwood, Blessing. He's been good down there. Yep. We've called him a lot, and he hands it off, of course, too. It's good to see this guy back, Zach Sanderson, after that knee. Back playing good football. Jeez, at down 26, he has a go at it, doesn't he?
He
like
does.
Will Clark. He
was a late inclusion too. Wasn't part of the team that was put up on the Friday. Of course, it's nothing controversial, but that's the way it's been working this year with, as we know in life, there's been a lot of late changes in a lot of things. But right now it's 23 and a half minutes gone. It is Goodwood Saints 11-13-79. St. Peter's Old Collegians 9-10-64. Saints got it back. Good. Keep saying Saints all day.
Here he is again.
St. Peter's got it back to 2 points. There's my man, Carl Kirk.
Oh, he's put it up.
Going to enjoy calling him this season, and he spots up. That's a great kick. Yeah, not Ollie Johnson.
Hughes.
This is Lucas Hughes.
Taking his
Josh
time
Lape
too, Phil.
says, "Mate, you have all game,"
and if
and
you're smart,
just stretches the leg.
I was going to say, if you're smart, handball to me and I'll have a kick, is what he's probably saying. No. Carry on, Phil.
He
Look
said,
at the
take
angle.
your time. He's going to kick it from our right to the left. All yours, brother, says the fan. In the stand. His kick is across the face, right in front of the banner. Off how? Jeez. St. Peter's almost mucked that up. Houtsborough was lurking for the late soccer. It's just a behind.
So in it comes. I don't think there's going to be enough time. Good contest there by all players. Out it comes. Geez, he's just gone bang there to no one. James Moriarty. So it turns over. This is the use of the ball. I talk about that time and space, and if you've got it, you can deliver
Scrag,
it.
25.
Jacob Hughes gets the possession. So what I was saying there, Moriarty just bangs it out. I know they're in a rush to get it down there. Goodwood get it. You only need a metre on your opponent, and you can use the ball. And that's a team game. Jacob Hughes now has it. As you said, Phil, 25 metres. He probably needed that. It's going to be a tired kick from probably 45 to 50 out. Will he have enough power in the leg? Interesting, no one in front of the goal square, sorry.
Yeah. It's
a high kick. One of the best points ever seen on this ground, according to the fans to our right and left. So they're in a rush. Schultz is going to just go bang. Ground marshal. I think the spectator to our left might have been having a little bit of something to say.
all right.
So let's just let the umpire deal with this. We've heard it all day long, but
Well,
something.
you can cheer loudly for your team, but he's obviously said something in all of that hullabaloo that wasn't appropriate. Umpire's heard it and is taking the appropriate action. And if that means we're going to stop for a couple of minutes, So those two will go and have a little chat to the spectator.
Yeah, this might be a first, Phil. I haven't seen this before.
I haven't seen a player red carded before.
We are...
it is a game, Saints versus Saints.
Yeah, 26 and a half minutes into the quarter.
Okay.
The officials will go and have a chat here. Schultz with ball in hand.
If I was that gentleman, I might head for the after party.
He'll be happy, Schultz, too. He went the screw before, it didn't come off. Now he's gone to drop punt and stays in. And this is Brad Coulson. Gets it on to Charlie Dowling. Over the top it goes. Goodwood Saints handball towards the boundary line. 2-on-1. Players, just a socker there by McClay. Now he goes back after it. Taken into the ground. Umpires let it go. A hack forward this time by Goodwood. It's up high. Schultz comes through. Can't quite get it. Goes around now. Player free. And he will deliver. And very good player is Ed Allen. Over it comes. They've got the run on. McGill. Just that one sloppy handball. And doesn't quite work out. So, this is Blessing on the ground. Big pack forming. And around it comes. Umpire's going to call it up. And that's a very scrappy play. And there's a free kick here. And it's gone the way of St. Peter's now.
Now, Tony, have you got any post-match duties that I should...
Charlie Gibson, no.
Planning? No? Okay. So you're going to hang around for the post-match?
Certainly.
Okay, off hands, Halsbarrett, defensive goal square. Last chance for a last one for the Saints if they can find a way home. The soccer was well defended. I think it's actually gone out of bounds for a throw-in. It remains a 17-point lead to the Goodwood Saints. With this win, it'll be their first on the road. They'll go to 3-2. St. Peter's will drop to 3-2. And the league will tighten even more with most of the teams with 2 or 3 wins, I suspect.
It's a hard fought-out win too because it was 18 at half-time, 19 at three-quarter time, and it's 17 currently. Yeah. They're loading up again. Players, this is what I like, the fitness. Players are still moving. You've still got to be doing at the 28-minute mark of the last quarter your patterns that you were doing in the first 5 minutes as well.
If you were just to look at the quarter-by-quarter scores, you wouldn't appreciate that St. Peter's kicked the first 3 and got to within 2 points. And from then it was really, start the game again, but Goodwood finished the stronger. With Nick McGill, he's off. Halsbarrett in pursuit. I reckon that spells trouble for McGill. He got the kick away. The game's degenerating a little bit. Is that a siren I can hear? No, it's not.
It's not our siren. It's probably the train. Is there any train lines near here, Phil, or am I having a flashback?
There's an O-Bahn, but there is no train.
Well, there's also a 25-metre penalty, and this is Slape, I would suggest. Reese Slape with ball in hand, just setting up, and player giving a good lead out here. Still pointing and leading. Slape comes that way, then just kicks it high. Got a sense of humour. Big pack forms. A player taken down there, got hit in the back of the head was Mason Ellis. He's a bit slow to get up. Round it comes fortuitously again, and a nice kick out. And this is Lucas Hughes. Ball in hand, penetrating kick. Straight into Tom Anderson, and I've really liked his game on the wing today. He's going to go back and have a shot, and could be a just reward for his work rate today as well.
One of 2 Goodwood Saints multiple goal scorers with Kyle Kirk. This to be James Larkin as well. This is a chance to bag 3 for the afternoon.
So interesting angle with tied legs. Probably kick from 40 right on siren. Lines it up and seals it with a nice goal. Tom Anderson, and that was his 3rd for the day as well. So, wow, great team effort. I talked about that power and the passion. Well, the passion from these guys. Look at them all get around each other, and that just shows you Goodwood Saints 64-91 in the end. So, good win.
Yeah, 27 points, the eventual margin there. 13 goals, 15. 93 to 9-10-64, pending the umpire sorting it out. With so many points, you're always just that little bit reticent to think, did we manage to count all of those in the end? Lambo is off to go and find our award winners, and he will bring them back for some interviews. Then we'll get hopefully some scores around a few of the other Buddy Bet Division 1 games. If we get all of them, can even give you a ladder. Let you know where we're going next week, and Tony will give his best players an insightful analysis. The goal scorers, and Tony, I might have missed one, so help me if I did here. I've got 3 to Anderson, 2 to Kyle Kirk, 2 to James Larkin. Singles to Mason Ellis, Angus Rana, Anthony Scara, who was red carded if you joined us late, Nick Favretto, Will Clark. Who have I missed?
That's it.
I've got them all. Okay.
That's what I've got.
For Saints, a bit more tightened with the goals. Jake Sutcliffe, after an accurate start, ended up with 5. Jock McClay 2. Singles to James Hargrave and Luke Mitchell. Plenty of behind scorers. We don't really announce those. It was Goodwood Saints 13-15-93, St Peter's 9-10-64. That is on the SIP and Save scoreboard. 1 hour delivery, 7 days a week. All right, our guests are almost here. We'll be going to them very shortly. The other games on, we'll get you some scores quickly. Glenunga and Tea Tree Gully. Last score we had was at quarter time. Same with Port District and Payneham. Rocks and Prince Alfred is the one that really interests me. And Brighton and Old Ignatians was pretty tight turning for home. But let's go down to our legendary... Not yet. Okay.
Interesting, he has got the boys there. He's getting a photo with them, and they're cock a hoop there. I'll tell you who I did like was young Will Clark in that last quarter. Didn't he take that spectacular mark and finished off? It's important to do the mark, but finish off as well. And, young up and coming. Their future's bright down there at Goodwood. Nice win last week. Win again this week. As I said at the start of the game, Phil, we're coming into the winter months. I alluded to this on Between the Posts. You've got to be able to play in dry weather, wet weather. If you load up with talls, you're going to be underdone in the wet weather because you need your smalls down there. If you're playing in the wet weather and you've got a lot of smalls, well, you've got to be able to convert into the dry weather and put your talls in because it's going to be dry at the end of the year as well.
Their road ahead next week. They'll be at home at Goodwood Oval against Rocks, away at Glenunga, home against Tea Tree Gully. And Lambo, if you're set to go, all yours.
Best on ground today, 27-point winners, Goody Saints. Nick the Fab, number 21, outstanding all day. Well done, Nick. Congratulations, matey.
Thanks very much. Really hard-fought win there. I thought they gave us a bit of a run there in the fourth quarter, and it was getting close. And credit to our boys, we actually fought back and held our ground, and it was a good effort.
No, good team effort right from the start, mate. And, your stats, those little things, all added up today, didn't they, matey?
Yeah, they did. There's 1% what we look forward to, and we count our efforts during the quarters, and we're getting to like 27 1%ers, so that's what we aim for, and we do it every quarter, which is good.
Fantastic, thanks, mate. And we'll have a team photo in a minute. Well done, matey.
Thank you.
Okay, next, guys, number 26, I'll tell you what, I don't know where they got this lad from, but well done, Will. Good game, mate, and great mark, mate. That's what we got you here for. I think we got you down for player today, mate.
Oh, thank you very much. No, it's what the coach asked me to do every week, just fly, and lucky that one stuck, I think.
Good, mate. I'm going to give you a pair of Archies, mate.
Yep.
There you go, mate.
Thank you very much.
And your Powerade. Well done, mate. How many A-grade games have you played?
I played a fair few last year. Played round 1 this year. Unfortunately got knocked out, so missed the game, came back down through the Bs, and was lucky enough to get the call up today, which was nice. Outstanding,
mate. So congratulations from Adelaide Footy League, mate. Our sponsors in Powerade and Archies, mate. Fantastic effort, mate.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, we have a team photo in a minute. Yeah, come over, Kyle. Yep. Mosley.
Oh, thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, great game, mate. Well done, mate. And we for the player. The best team in today, mate. So well done, Kyle. I thought your game was outstanding, mate.
Thank you very much. No, it was nice to get a couple of games under my belt now. Obviously, got concussed round 1 with Will. Strung a game together the other week, and then it was nice to finally get on top and finally get some touch. So, no, it was good.
Fantastic, mate. Well done, mate. So we have a team photo now. Well done. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
All right, guys, just quickly, 1 sec. Everyone together.
Thank you very much to Lambo. Tony, I've got the scores from the other grades. Let me tell you that the 2 league leaders were St Peter's and Tea Tree Gully.
Yes.
They both lost.
Oh, okay.
Tea Tree Gully went down to Glenunga. Glenunga 11,672. Teacher Gully 8,957. The defending premiers are Prince Alfred Old Collegians. They're 1-4.
Oh,
They lost to Ross Trevor.
relegation.
11-15-81 to 9-7-61. The team they played in the grand final was Payneham Norwood Union. They're also 1-4.
Oh,
They went down to Port District, 10-12-72 District, Payneham 4-4-28. And Old Ignatians have won 3 Division 1 games in a row. Old Ignatians 10-11-71. A very inaccurate Brighton Bombers 7-13-55. I'll do a little bit of work on the ladder before we go, Tony. But boy, oh boy, have we got a competition in the Buddy Bet Division 1. I reckon I would have tipped probably about 2 of those if lucky.
I'm loving it, Phil. And sorry for the antics for those people watching there, but we just
Bloody
have
Lambo.
few people just talking in front of the van there while we're trying to concentrate. And it is an absolutely ripping Division 1 as we speak. And there you go, top team got done today by Goodwood. The positions on the ladder really at the moment don't mean anything. And let's have a look at today's game. And St Peter's Old Collegians, well, you don't expect to win every week, but you would come with pretty high hopes, I would have thought, today. And Jesse O'Brien a little bit down. Nick McGill, once again, a very good player out there. He's that link man. Ed Allen, we were saying in the commentary, you tend to miss him at times, but he does get so many possessions, the link-up handballs, the beautiful kick. I talk about time and space during commentary. You only need a metre, and he's one player that will deliver the ball. Jake Sutcliffe with his 5 goals, and we saw him set up for some marks down here. We saw he missed 2 or 3 as well. Mason Neagle. He just runs on top of the ground, this lad, and he puts the work rate in. He'll deliver a ball, and then you'll see him down the ground getting the next one, and he's a very nice kick. And I tell you what, we can hear the song. We're at the other end of the ground, and you can hear Goodwood belting out that song down here, Phil.
I've just done the ladder, Tony.
Oh, hello.
There is a 7-way tie for top.
5 rounds.
7 teams on 3 and 2.
Wow.
Brighton 2 and 3, Prince Alfred and Payneham 1 and 4. Port District have the best percentage, followed by Glenunga, St Peter, Goodwood, Saints, Old Ignatians, Teacher Galley and Rocks. They're all on 3 and 2. 7 teams.
So who's on top of in your
Port
calculations
District by
after last week?
Port District, in my calculations, have the percentage ahead of Glenunga, St Peter's, Goodwood Saints. All that to be confirmed on Play HQ. That's just me doing it live. But, oh my goodness, I knew something was weird when I saw these results. A 7-way tie for top.
The concerning bit is the bottom 2 teams, to be honest. But look, it's going to be a long season.
They've got tradition and history to come back.
We've got a quarter. Oh, and I do know from Glenunga there's I might mention that on Monday night, actually. There's a player out, but another player, they're going to get back and get stronger again too. So going through, Lockie Di Cicero had his moments as well, and Ned Olschwager for his first game, I thought, battled away and did quite well in the ruck. He if they can work out where he's hitting to, then I think that can be a real advantage because he runs across the circle rather than straight forward, and if they can pick up on that, and he took a couple of nice grabs as well. Cross to Goody Saints. Shall we wrap up Goody Saints?
Yes, wrap up Goody Saints.
Jacob Hughes very well led the way, so I didn't mind his game. Kyle Kirk, just loved him today. Lou Whitelock at times. Mason Ellis, just hard in. You know, they need those hard bodies. The 2 Slate brothers, Josh and Reese. Tom Anderson really loved his game on the wing, and he kicked 3 goals. I hope he was on the wing because he's kicked 3. Have to keep an eye on whether he goes back the other way. Scar at times, but he ended up, as you said, 2 yellow cards and got sent off. Holtzbauer at times. Nick Favretto, BOG, played a fantastic game. And James Larkin kicking his 2 goals as well.
Alrighty, we need to thank our sponsors for today. Jason and the Banner Crew, our matchday sponsor. On you, Jason. And there's an interview with you and Jason coming up.
Yes, he took me through the shop. We did 3 separate ones. I'll tell you very quickly, Phil, what he has got. If you want a 50, 100, 150 or any milestone game, I've never seen this. He does a banner and you keep it at the club, and whichever player has their milestone game, you bring it out for
So
them,
he does
roll it up. And
he
it's
makes crepe
fantastic.
paper banners.
Not crepe paper, no, they're keep ones.
Okay.
Nylon, whatever
okay.
the product is. I'm
Doing
not.
my old cheer squad's days
I'm
out
not
of
into
business.
materials, but does a great job with that. Really.
Fantastic.
So keep your eye out for
Keep
that
an eye on
interview.
that. That's a fantastic thing to recognise those very important milestones. We need to roll, Tony. Buddy Bet Division 1 pre and post match interviews. Sip and Save scoreboard around the grounds. What else you got for us?
O'Connell's Meats. Now I went and did another interview with him. So we got to wrap him up, mate.
Never leaving, folks.
He supplies all the meat for the barbecue down here, and he supplies 80 sausages every week for our Channel 9 News when they go out with Tom Wren. And we had a great interview with pristine out the back. They say if you're going to eat at a restaurant, go and visit out the back. His butcher shop, pristine out the back and good meat out the front. Fantastic helper. Who else we got, Phil?
Wayfield Sports Clinic. We didn't do an interchange all day, but we did mention it when Scara got yellow carded, so maybe that counts. Police Credit Union, plenty of crosses to Lambo. Simon Black Academy replays. Roll the dice, Archie Sandals, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy, New Balance, Powerade, and our favourite to hang out post-season, especially the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Lambo, thanks to you, mate. Winter is here. You're all rugged up. Not a bad game of footy.
Good game of footy, and the better team wanted the game, and they just wanted it more. But the standard was very good.
How do you? We saw a shot with both coaches there at one point. How did you find them?
One coach gave one. Oh.
They were on the both on the boundary line there. Were they toes on white line and things going all the time, or quite calm?
A bit of both sometimes, but Lukey Donaldson's very cool, calm, collective
Yeah.
guy. So no, it was good coaching by both sides, but. Goody Saints just outstanding all over.
Lambo, you're doing such a good job. We're going to have you on the show on Monday night, mate. Jacko's out, you're in. That's the other reminder.
I was about to say, during the week, what do we got? So the weekly wrap, that's me on Sunday, all the scores around the men's league games. Thursday, between the posts, which will be yourself and Lambo hosting. I sort of gate crash a bit with the women's segment, all the scores there. Plays of the week, articles left, right and centre, some more Tony's travels, I'm sure. The best way to keep track of all the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. We've done our sponsors. We've thanked Lambo. Tony, any final words from yourself?
Yes, next week's big game, Phil. Old Ignatians versus Port District.
A top of the table clash, as will many of them be. Karen Rolton, great place to call footy. We see Port District for the first time. So thank you, Tony. Thank you, Lambo. Thanks to producer Alejandro, crew, James, Liam, and Indiana helping us out from time to time. Good luck with your games coming up. Here at Cater Oval, it was St. Peter's and the Bees, but in the A's, it was the Goodwood Saints marching in by 19 points over St. Peter's Old Collegian. This is Phil Hurden saying thanks for watching. This has been the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.